comrades, today is July 6, 2026, and the current time is 1918. In lieu of normal announcements, please accept the inevitability of our aging existences. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Well, the game should be on the screen, but it's... Oh, there we go. Hello, comrades. How are all of you doing? Whoa, crazy. I tell you what, actual gaming hours here, ain't it? I'm maybe a little tired. I also just kind of woke up, and I may or may not have just gotten out of the shower, so I am... At the current time, very damp, which is probably not very good. I'm sorry, I'm like also trying to look at something real quick, so give me 1 second as I try to finish up whatever I was doing on the side. I was trying to finish it up before I started stream, but unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to finish it, so give me 1 moment to quickly slam this out, and then I should be good to go. 1 second, please. But anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? I hope you all had a good 4th of July, which is the thing that we've just got through. Hopefully you all had fun with that. Oops. Okay, give me 1 second. I think this should be fine. Okay, that should be good. So, anyways, yeah, it sounds you just woke up. Well, good morning then, I guess. Hopefully you are having a fine evening or morning. I forget what time it is in the Philippines, because the Philippines is a made-up country, as we all know, and doesn't actually exist in the grand scheme of things, right? Totally. Anyways, how are all of you doing? Look, it's Rimworld, that game that we play every now and again. It's a lot of fun when we play this game, and so we're continuing our magical rimming venture as we try to establish a proper defenses and maybe expand our little hotel house thing, because we currently have 23 pawns, and I can tell you right now that we do not have 23 beds. We're short 4 beds, and so we've kind of allocated a bunch of people to sleeping inside of the battery room, which, I mean, it's not the most comfortable places to live, but hey, it's a house and you get to exist and not die, so you know the people will sleep where they can sleep, and that is right now where they sleep. And we also have our little hotel here, which is doing its job of providing a place for our dear guests to be able to stay and relax. And also we're going to start slamming down a few more of these smart chairs once we get a bit more steel, because while we have steel is always in need and we are perpetually running out. Also, this quarry has somehow run out completely. What about a bit? Oh, yeah, bot. Sorry, you want the bot. Let me turn the bot on. Yes. Let me do that real quick. But anyways, how have all of you been? Hopefully you all had a fun 4th of July, if that's, if you celebrate 4th of July. If you don't celebrate 4th of July because you're not American, then hopefully you had a nice, relaxing time. It is a hotel, yes. These are guest beds. They're free of charge. You know, our guests can come by and they can kind of just do whatever they want. They're free to stay and visit. They're not required to live here forever. We don't force people against their will into living in our beautiful little nation, country, city, home, manor thing. We are trying to expand our defenses, though, just as an FYI, because our defenses have been a little non-existent for quite some time, and so bit by bit we are expanding it. And I would like to probably move the shooting targets away from here, because they keep destroying this thing. Pen 15 floors. We're not doing any Pen 15 floors, don't worry. Anyways, the quarry's been destroyed. We should probably get ready to put down another quarry. Just because it's the easiest way to get resources right now. As dumb as it is, quarries are surprisingly good at what they do, and that is providing us resources. So as we are expanding, we're going to just keep slamming these beautiful things down, and our wonderful colony will continue to expand in large sizes over time. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. We are also approaching winter, so we do need to get food ready to survive through the winter, and that's why we're trying to get as much flour and other things. We have a lot of wheat, but we don't really have anything to do with that wheat yet, so my goal is to begin a bakery at some point, although I think we've mostly been using it to make meat pies, which is great because meat pies will feed the colony. What have you missed? Not much. You are just on time. Hello, Xanth. Anyways, I forgot to say who's here right now. Hello, Xanth and Funbound and American Catboy and Sun and Greywind and Espada and I think I said it for Dave already, and Final Evil, and I don't think anyone claimed first today, which is really funny, so I guess no one's first today. Violet 6 low IQ. I don't know what this means. I just know this is a I know this is just a Fire Emblem thing. I keep seeing Fire Emblem things on my feed as of late. I saw that Fire Emblem Heroes is releasing like some kind of cheerleader banner, and I was like, none of this makes any sense. Why is this thing in Fire Emblem? I don't know. I'm so out of touch with Fire Emblem because there are some characters that were being shown off, and I'm like, I don't know any of these characters. I saw some dude with like some crazy mask. I was like, wow. No idea who you are, but you seem like one of those characters that will punches people to death, and he's posing all the time. Okay, congrats to Zans for being first then. Miss my Rockefeller. Like, we're not even doing oil in this run. If we wanted Rockefeller stuff, I'd probably be doing City Skylines and developing an oil industry, which I don't think I've ever actually really done in City Skylines, but now I'm kind of tempted to. Yeah. We may do more City Skylines tomorrow, depending on my mood. I like City Skylines. I hope people like City Skylines, so we might do some of that tomorrow, and we'll see. Depends what people think. I'm not gonna do a poll this week. I know we haven't done a poll in a while, but I don't think we need a poll for this week at all. Also, we have a ballistic shield I'm just gonna give to someone who's a melee fighter who uses a shield or sword. Probably should have this ballistic shield. So Havel already has a shield. Let's see. Who can use a ballistic shield with this? Let's give it to... I really need more melee beaters, don't I? We actually don't have that many melee fighters. I'm just gonna give it to... Oh, interesting. Immortal can't carry this. Is Immortal missing body parts? Cannot wear. Oh, you know what? I bet you this ballistic shield can only be worn by human-sized individuals. It cannot be wielded by... yeah, it can't be wielded by others. That's really funny, actually. So the Ratkin cannot actually use the wonderful ballistic shield. Only the standard human size can, which is really weird. Not sure why that's the case, but that's really funny. So anyways, yeah, it's Rimworld time, and we're gonna keep expanding, and maybe we'll keep trading, and we'll just try to survive another year as we continue to advance our tech. I would like to start getting ready to build a mech system. Using, what's that mod called? Dead Man Switch? I have no idea how Dead Man Switch works. We're gonna all learn together. There's a lot of things that are involved with this, and I do not know how any of it works at all. Realistically, what's gonna happen is I'm probably gonna set up an additional, what you want to call it here, like another building. I was hoping to keep this maybe like a garden, but I might make an extension to this facility, and this is where we're going to maybe plot out where we're gonna build our army of like a garage for mech suits. Do we need mech suits? Not really. Would it be cool? Yeah. And when in doubt, the solution to everything is if it's cool, then it's good enough, right? Someday I'll draw again. That's a funny joke. You know what's funny? I actually did boot up Blender the other day. I was really curious to see if I could... So I had mentioned this to a few people on Discord where I was really interested in a 3D model. But I financially couldn't justify it, especially because today I just had to spend another $700 on my car. So I told the guy, I was like, hey, I can't do this right now, but maybe, you know, after Christmas, I'd definitely consider it. But one of the things I do want to eventually try to get is like a chibi model in the vein of a certain video game that I kind of enjoy the style and characters of. And so I downloaded the game on my PC, and I started ripping the models on my PC and extracting them into Blender. And wow, I was an idiot with Blender, because I was trying to figure out, like, why do none of these files have the textures applied to the characters? It made no sense. And then I realized, oh, I was in a view mode that basically was only the solid mesh of the character, but not at all with the textures included, which was really weird, and it was super annoying. And I spent like an hour basically being an idiot, and I was like, wow, I am terrible at this. I am awful. Anyways, how are you doing? Hello, how are you? I am the best when it comes to this type of stuff, totally. But yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll draw one day. My tablet's sitting there looking all sad, wondering when it's gonna be its turn to experience the joy of finally being pulled out of the woodwork and being, you know, used. Well, I don't know. It's just gonna be there for quite some time because I don't know when I want to use it. Anyways, we're gonna continue our expansion. We are making more. What are we making? More meals. I think Alana's making stews. We have simple meals. We basically have a plethora of food ready to go at any time. We also have a lot of tea, as you can tell. We have lots of stuff. What we don't have is vending machines because I didn't install the vending machine mod for this run. And we also need to... I think this is the only room that has a brazier, because I believe if we don't have this, Exonia goes a little nutso. So in the interest of that, we're going to keep that brazier there, and we will try to again, as winter is approaching, we will need more bedrooms and we will need more warmth, and so that's a lot of things we got to start thinking about, especially as we may not have the necessary amount of electricity to sustain us through, you know, more intense needs. I don't know why these wind turbines are making nothing, but I assume it's because there's no wind, and so they move very, very slowly. Yeah, it's very calm wind right now. So you can tell that our power situation's a little janky right now, and we're trying to do our best to survive. That's a meteor. How are you doing, Umi? That's a silver meteor, which is even better. And you did a good job of killing boomalopes, which I am pretty happy about getting rid of those, because I don't really need them hanging around over there. Although, I don't know why Xanth is shot. Xanth has a lot of injuries, and we may need to start figuring out a way to fix these. He's got a lot of, like, an old blast injury in his torso. He's got a stab scar on his hand, and his tail is now bleeding, which is also fun. So, more fun times. Also, we'll get that corpse. I think that corpse might actually burn to death before we get to it, so that's probably unfortunate. So yeah, today's main goal is to continue expanding our technology, and maybe moving a lot of this wood out of the way, and hopefully we can get more stuff built. Yeah. Do your emotes with your mouse. Are you doing art with a mouse or a tablet? See, from art stuff, I don't have the confidence in my own ability to make something that I like, and so that's why people commission people, because it's just, you know, if you don't have the time or skills, just have someone else with the time and skills. At least I'm commissioning people and not doing AI. There's a lot of people that are just doing AI everything nowadays because it's just cheaper for them and it's easier, and it's really tragic because I don't know if anyone's been seeing the photos that have been coming out of Anime Expo, and let's just say there's a lot of very funny images coming out of that place, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. Let's just say I saw some of those and I was like, I was very surprised that this is like what's actually going on at anime cons nowadays. One example that I saw was there was a barbecue joint that I guess was set up like a food stand or stall over at AX this year, and it was really unfortunate because their entire art was essentially, well, for lack of better words, it was just AI generated. Like, they had an AI generated mascot and art and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. I thought it was a little unfortunate. I'm just gonna run a power line through oh, I don't want that. I want to run this power line all the way through here, and that should be fine. Yeah, let's do that. That should be okay. Except maybe this bridge here, I don't want that. I'm gonna find a way to get rid of the extra stuff here, or maybe I just put what's it called, the other one? I don't know, we'll see. I don't have the mod that lets me drain the water yet. I meant to install that, but I kind of forgot. You haven't used it in part of it because you lost the USB cable. Just buy a new USB cable. Any reason why the quarry's outside the... It's because we need a new quarry. The old one has been completely run through, so I needed a new one. I'm also putting a small, like, barrier of... what's it called? Concrete on the exterior just to kind of give it a nice look, but I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I would like to drain the excess water here, but I forgot to install the mod that lets me drain them faster, unfortunately. So, you know, we're working what we got, and this is what we got right now. Thankfully, we have a lot of ponds. We do have a lot of steel right now, which we are going to rip through the steel very quickly. We're pumping slowly. We're going to pump slowly for now, because that's all we can afford. And we have a lot of food stuff that we're trying to make use of. Like, look at all this stew. In fact, we need more storage because I ran out of food storage. We have a variety of foods available to all of our ponds, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I think we only need one of these for stews. I'm just gonna clear all. Bowl of stews. There we go. And that should be good. So anyways, yeah, hopefully you all had a good weekend. I know this weekend's been a little wacky, especially if you live in anywhere where the heat is just absolutely unbearable. It's been very unbearable for me, so I've been kind of more or less a potato for the last couple days. It's not fun, but you gotta do what you gotta do to survive these trying times, and that's been basically the best way for me to survive, and it's been not exactly the most easiest of things to deal with, but what are you gonna do, right? We also need to upgrade our weapon systems, because our weapons are kind of all over the place and not exactly what I want them to be. Like, the Ratkin armors are just kind of being thrown all over the place, especially because now we've got, like, Riston set up in, for example, kind of like a recon suit now for the main body, while keeping the nice cool helmet, but we may need to figure out what we're going to do for some other gear at some point, especially as the injuries are getting a little more obnoxious. Now, Risten's kind of fine because he's got a Wake Up Ribbon Architect arm, but there's a lot of other people who I think are starting to miss bits and pieces. Like, people are missing, like, Hayashi's missing, is straight up missing an arm. And I don't have a spare arm to give Hayashi, unfortunately, right now. Short of building a prosthetic, which is fine, but I think it'd be better if we could get bionics. But unfortunately, we can't afford bionics either because those are very, very expensive. So maybe for the time being, all I can do is try to make a fresh new... all I could do is maybe a steel arm or a prosthetic arm. I guess prosthetic arm's probably fine. Look, Ahila. You're pretty worn out, so likely not lingering. Hope good days. So today will go perfectly fine. I appreciate it. Hopefully you get some rest, because it sounds like you're very tired, and I totally get it because people here are always tired. I'm tired. Don't worry. Belgium back to lead 2-1. Oh, that's right. Feetball is going on right now. I do know who's playing. I saw some tweets about it, like how I guess Mexico lost to someone, Brazil, I think, or no, I think it was like they lost to England, right? And then is what I remember seeing, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Just EP other taking the old washing machine out so they can't. Oh, gotcha. So you have to move something pretty heavy. Brazil lost to Norway. I saw something also like apparently how one of the American players got a red card and they somehow decided like, no, he can still play in the next game even though he wasn't supposed to. So very interesting stuff. I heard some words of corruption, but I'm like, this is FIFA. FIFA's probably like one of the most corrupt organizations out there. So this should be of literally no surprise to anyone at all. If it's FIFA, you can always expect corruption. You should not expect anything else. Yeah, absolutely insane that there would be corruption in my heckin' wholesome, pure love of the game soccer sports organization, right? Totally. Is what we're gonna, I guess, tell ourselves. Just move some of these out of the way so I can dump them over here. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. Like I said, I don't really know much about football or soccer. I just occasionally know what's happening sometimes, but that's about the extent of my knowledge. I need to make 556 by 45. 556/45 FMJ cartridges should probably be fine to handle most of the basic threats that we're gonna run into. Unfortunately, yeah, your meteor, you're gonna need a little bit of. We're gonna wait a little bit of time for that meteor. We gotta get a new arm for Hayashi, which thankfully we should be making right about now, anyways, and then we can get Hayashi, you know, right as rain. Just gotta give it some time. But anyways, yeah, I've been kind of keeping up on some of the stuff in AX most of the weekend, mostly because I have some friends that are there. It's very interesting. AX is way weirder than I remember Anime Expo ever being, to the point where I'm like, wow, I do not recognize this event at all anymore. Anime Expo gets some very interesting rep nowadays because it's so much bigger than it used to be, and to the point where I think if you're not into anime, you will probably find something fun to do there, just because there's a lot of people that are doing all sorts of silly stuff. Unfortunately, I think anime's kind of been, especially like like a lot of these events have just been kind of become more. Anime Expo is very industry centric nowadays. If you want to experience like a much more cozy con, you basically have to go literally anywhere else, because Anime Expo is just way too busy, and there's way too much stuff going on for most people to, I think, realistically handle. So it's not as fun for some groups of individuals anymore. It's very intense, is what I'm trying to say. And not only that, like a lot of those events that I've been seeing, you cannot buy tornadoes. I will never allow anyone to buy tornadoes ever again. Absolutely not. We dealt with that once. I will never deal with it again. Tornadoes are awful, painful things that I don't wish to deal with. Also, we gotta kill more wildlife before my game FPS starts to crater again. So we're just gonna kill these guinea pigs, squirrels, turkeys. I guess we can kill the swans. Kill these small animals too. We gotta kill a lot. This map requires a lot of like animal killing just to kind of maintain TPS. Like I saw pictures, like, so apparently there's I saw a video of like, I guess in a AfterCon event that was outside of the main convention hall, they were doing like some big giant event, like, and there was just a video of someone just stepping on another person, like on the groin, and I was like, in a very rambunctious manner is the best way I will describe it. I was like, oh, okay, this is just what's happening at anime cons now. Konbanwa, howdy, hello, drunken wayfarer. Oh yeah, no, it's some really wacky stuff going on at local anime conventions nowadays. It's insane. And as much as I love going to my local anime con, I don't think I could go to AX anymore. AX is way too much for me in this day and age, and I legitimately could not probably handle going there anymore. And I think a lot of people probably are the same way. Like, if they look at Anime Expo, they're just like, this is a little excessive. Hello, Akabi. Akabi. Nice thrum booty. That emote is so funny. I love that emote so much. That's hello, Marksman. But yeah, like I said, I like looking at anime convention stuff, and it's just been a little intense seeing some of the stuff for AX. It's not only that too, but I've also seen clips of like, so here's the thing too, right? So one example that I saw was there used to be an event. There's an event that was going on like every year called Midnight Mahjong, which basically took place on the stairs and streets like after the convention, like around midnight. When most of the main convention halls kind of closed, and they're just like, yeah, come on by, you can play some mahjong at some setup tables. Some people were bringing like TVs and generators so that you can play like, I don't know, Smash Bros or fighting games, and it was pretty interesting. But then I guess nowadays, because people who weren't part of the original Midnight Mahjong kind of heard about it, and now they think it's just an after con, like park con. Now it's like stair con, and it's just a lot of people being degenerates the entire time. Smash Bros is not that degenerate. Okay, Smash Bros is a very, I think, okay, we're gonna move these shooting targets. I would prefer people did not attempt to use these as the shooting targets. We're gonna move these ASAP. Okay, I'm gonna draft you up. We're gonna quickly move these somewhere far away. Okay, let's just put this here and put the other one probably over there too. Just reinstall these here. Out of sight, out of mind. There we go. This thing up after 8 p.m. I'm not that old. Like, I usually stay up. Like, when I go to an anime convention, it's like I'll usually be there till like 8 or 9. And then after that, I'll probably leave because I'll be tired. I don't have the energy to do like midnight mahjong type things anymore. I think if I was like in my 20s, sure. But now that I'm in my 30s, I was like, I'm feeling the inevitable march of time slowly creeping up on my ability to stay up late. And it's like, oh no. I think the only way my sleep schedule would be okay with me staying up super late is if I was unemployed. If I was unemployed, sure, I could stay up way longer. But I am a gainfully employed individual with a job, so I will not be doing anything of the sort. I will actually be part of normal society, and that's a great thing. But yeah. I don't know what you mean by Smash. And it's literally just playing Smash Bros, not doing anything salacious that you might be interpreting. Okay, just because someone says, oh, Smash Bros, haha, it must be degenerate. No, it's just very normal stuff. If anything, you're the questionable one for interpreting it as questionable. What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. That's as far as I can tell what was going on. I thought it was very interesting, though. I saw some of the tweets about Midnight Mahjong / StairCon, which unfortunately I don't think people wanted to be called StairCon. They just wanted to be good vibes and Mahjong at midnight, but people have turned it into kind of like a weird event where some people kind of come by and they, I don't want to say the word grifters or anything, but there's like some people who are like maybe doing things that were not maybe appropriate for such an event, and the vibe has been lost essentially, which I think is quite tragic. I like going to anime cons, but AX is also just kind of insane. I don't know if you've ever seen the price for Anime Expo. That place is like $90. Sorry, $190 for a weekend badge. Who can afford that? I was like, oh my lord. Who can afford this? Also, how do I make, I need to find a way to turn the flour into baked goods. Part of the problem, unfortunately, is I don't have, I would like to make it into desserts. Unfortunately, desserts require fruits, and you know what we don't have? Fruits. So, I don't know. Also, we can make fudge, which is kind of interesting. We can make we can make sugar. Also, fruit teas. So maybe, I'm hoping that our apple farm will be harvestable beginning next season. Unfortunately, it's not going to be ready by this season. Oh, okay, Immortal will guarantee recruit the next prisoner. All right, well, fantastic, because there's a prisoner right here. Where are you, Immortal? Is Immortal set to wardening? Yes. Fantastic. All right, I want Immortal to be the one to try recruiting this person, which apparently will now be a guaranteed success. Let's give them food, and maybe we can yap them up, and we'll see who they're going to be assigned to, because we have a lot of people in the queue. But yeah, you can't just be vague posting and say like, bro, you can't be serious. If you're going to tell me something, you better tell me exactly what you're referring to. You gotta watch the FIFA match. Hey, look, you're dedicated to the love of ball. I can respect that. I thought about like maybe getting into soccer, but I legitimately don't know anything about soccer. All right, we recruited a new person thanks to Immortal's crazy ability to just tell someone, hey, you should join us. And so they've joined us. Okay. This is Darren Peanut, a male ratkin. All right, first and foremost, we're gonna get, hopefully you get some gear. Okay, I don't know whose helmet that was. I think that was Z Opposer's old helmet. They are actually really good at shooting, so I will just kind of give them a soldier kit for the time being, because I do need a new gunner. Maybe we'll give them a standard loadout, and then we're gonna see who this is gonna be assigned to. We're also gonna assign them to the first Rattling Battalion, and let's see who they're going to be given to. This is Darren. Their name is actually, if I can find the name queue. I gotta scroll through this entire list here. Okay. Have any of these said anything in the last... No, okay. Alright, we're just gonna click this a bunch of times. Alright. Almendarol gets this one. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We have a lot of people with A's. Alright, so Almendarol is a Ratkin officer child who grew up to be an ambassador. Nimble, body mod, restless, good hygiene, and germaphobe, which is great. Except for the fact that we don't have any way to give her body modifications, so she's gonna have to be kind of sad about that. Although, for the time being, I'm just gonna quickly change her ideology to the correct ideology to make life a lot easier for us, and then we're gonna maybe do some of these other events. Now, these people did come by. I'm gonna quickly just yap with them. They can trade. No on scores, go home. I mean, no, it's not gonna end after 90 minutes. It's gonna end after like 2 to 3 hours after they go into overtime. It never ends. You think it's that easy? No, they're gonna keep going. These people are only willing to sell me a subcore, which is not really anything I care about, so that's fine. This one have something? Wait, they all have different things to trade. This one's willing to sell me fudge or dragon eggs, unfertilized. Unfortunately, the unfertilized part makes it not really worth it. What about this one? They'll sell me kvass, but I don't really care. That's fine. I don't really need kvass. Can you believe you've been working Photoshop for 2 decades, but now just learn how to make your brushstrokes perfectly smooth? You mean, stroke stabilization? Is that what we're talking about? What was the other thing too? Smash tourneys allows... I mean, okay, so the thing is with Smash, not everyone who plays Smash is like a weird degenerate. I mean, the thing is with Smash is that obviously it's a game that appeals to adults and children alike because of its simple mechanics, and the people who are more dedicated become big tourney players, and unfortunately just because of the way the game is designed, you're going to have people who are, yes, going to be degenerates and maybe try to do things that are very inappropriate. That's going to be the case for a lot of communities, whether it's fighting games or shooting games or just any type of community. Smash Bros is kind of notorious for it, but you can't just be like, yeah, haven't you heard? Like, bruh, just because it's Smash doesn't mean it's bad, okay? I used to play a decent amount of Smash Bros. I don't play it anymore, but that's just kind of, I don't really care to play Smash Bros. Anymore. But I think it's very wrong to just generalize, oh, you play Smash, you must be a degen. And that's kind of how I feel. It's like, yeah, it's like, just let people play the game and let them have their fun. Nothing wrong with necessarily playing Smash Bros. At all. I used to play Smash Bros. I don't play it anymore, mostly because it's like, I'd rather play, my preferred fighting game is BlazBlue. And Photoshop is a spacing brush. Okay, I did not know. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't use Photoshop for anything like that. I only use Photoshop for bare bones image editing. They can come by, I guess. Hopefully nothing bad's gonna happen for me accepting this, visitors. This is a no combat area. Everyone who comes here must be non-hostile to each other. Do these people, what are these? Oh, these are tribute collectors. Yeah, I'm not gonna give them anything. That should be fine. Hopefully they just stay away from each other and they're not gonna kill each other. I don't know how this works because I don't want my base to be destroyed as, you know, accidental friendly fire or crossfire from these people trying to stab each other to death. That would be very annoying. Americans played rugby with body armor in college football, not your fault. I mean, to be fair, I don't think... Not every American likes football. I can tell you wholeheartedly that I really don't care about football, like American football. I don't think American football is like a very engaging sport, to be honest. It's just very much just like, how much can we just slam against each other until someone explodes? And it's like, all right, I guess. I know that's a very reductive way of describing it, but I really don't care for American football that much. It's too much of a... I'm not terribly fond of sports that are very much just like, you have to basically just be... I don't know. I don't like sports in general that much. And American football, I think, also has like a ridiculously high rate of permanent injuries, like especially brain injuries, to the point where it's like, why would anyone play this sport willingly other than the fact that you can make a lot of money if you do it, right? Unfortunately, I am not one of those people that will be making a lot of money, so I even care less about it. Also, we should probably put a condiment prep table here. I just realized we're gonna put one of these bad boys here. Unfortunately, I can't mirror this, so I think I could probably just put this here so we can prep some other stuff. Is there anything else I need? Unfortunately, I did not download the mod that lets me make milk from muffalos. I really wish. Also, that's a defoliator ship, so thanks for ruining our crops. Now I have to go destroy this thing. Oh lord, that's a lot of mechanoids. Oh god, that's 9 lancers. Who voted for this? Akabe wants me to suffer. 9 lancers, a pikeman, 5 cyclopses, and a scorcher. Also legionnaires. So the problem is our defenses are not really designed for this. We have mortars. I don't really have any high explosive shells. I don't even know what I have for the mortars, honestly. What do I have? We have air burst. I'm trying to think what's the easiest way to deal with this. Probably grenades. I think if we just throw enough grenades at it, they probably just all explode into a million pieces, and it's probably the easiest way to handle this situation. Because unfortunately, our mortars would be a little inaccurate. Now there is a... What do I have? Hold on, what else do I have? Maybe I can just drop an explosive next to it. I've done that before, and that was really funny. We do have smokes now, so I guess we could approach with the smoke. We have smokes, okay. Smokes would maybe work, but again, the melee fighters can only do so much before they start getting overrun. No, do we have any, like, funny large explosives that I could maybe just put it... Maybe if I grab one of the HEDPs and just explode them next to it, that might deal extra damage and might be enough to kill them all? Possibly? That's probably the easiest way to do this. Is my logic. You're stimmed? What do you mean you're stimmed? Are you actually stimmed? You shouldn't be. Yeah, you know why? It's because you ate that stew. The stew makes you better. Also, there's a fire. Ah, yes, lightning. Unfortunately, for that fire, there's not... Oh, never mind, it's catching everything on fire. Hopefully we're going to put that out. I would prefer not to lose my wind turbines, please. Those are expensive to manufacture. Oh, it's not raining, it's a dry storm, too. Okay, well, we got to find a way to deal with this because we have to. But anyways, yeah. Good old anime cons. I like anime cons. I hope if you've never been to an anime con, you get a chance to go visit one just because they are an experience. Modern anime cons do not hold a candle to older anime cons. I mean, back in the day, you literally had people running around with paddles that you could buy at the anime convention and just beating each other up with them. Oh, yeah. Kids these days will never know about the wackiness of a yaoi paddle. Yeah, times have changed, I tell you what. The yaoi paddle is lost media. It's a lost art form. Kids these days will never know the joy. But maybe it's less joy and more just insanity. Alright, so how do I do this? So I think our melee beaters are just going to stand over here, and then anyone who's got a grenade will probably just get ready. We're just going to have these two ready to beat this one up. Okay, so you got a grenade. If you got a grenade, we're just going to try to have the grenade people prepare to, I don't know, lob as many grenades as we can and just try to get out. Okay, you don't have grenades, so you stay over here. You've got a grenade. Okay, so I got 3 grenades. Is that enough? Might be enough. Let's see, we're gonna lob this one Hold on, stay there. You here. I need to lob another one up here. Actually, I think I can just do it around the corner and we should be safe. And jokes there's only cancellation time goes lost. Exactly, that's basically what it is. Like, it's essentially the normization of anime conventions. It's very tragic, is what I would say. Which, unfortunately, is just part of the course with anything, because, you know, as things get popular, you know, I guess it's going to become a lot more mainstream, and all the wacky joy of the older times is gone. Okay, you're gonna run away, you're gonna run away, and then you definitely need to run away. Cool, alright, so we already solved half of the problem. Okay, you switch to your gun, you switch to your gun. That thing immediately got beamed, you switch to your gun. You don't have a gun. Okay, so you need to run away. Can I have you walk off the map, or are you just, like, out of range? Okay, Z Poster, I need you to find a way to... I need these guys to find a way to run over and beat these guys up as quickly as possible while the others try to hold the line. Airman Joker, you need to pull back. Got the shot in the tail. Okay, Avriel is getting absolutely murdered right now. Okay. Can you approach? Okay, you're gonna see if you can run. Oh, I need you to approach the Cyclops. Riston should be able to make it. Okay. It's fine. Xanth did go down, unfortunately. He's unfortunately not strong enough to handle the intensity of the combat. That's a lot of bad injuries. You're gonna have Alana run over here quickly just to get me to rescue you. Okay, I think that's all the mechanoids that are dead. What are you doing, Grimo? Oh, that's a lot of booms, ain't it? Avriel's also dying. Oh, Garm's dying too. Oh, shoot. Okay, you're gonna quickly carry Xanth out of here. We're gonna have you quickly carry Avriel out of here. And you are gonna come over here and try to stabilize Garm quickly. Just trying to pull all of our injured folks out of here as our hopefully overworked head maid comes over fast. Okay, so you're gonna tend. You're gonna drop. You don't have enough. Do you have enough to stabilize? You do. Fantastic. So you can stabilize. You're gonna stabilize. Okay. Blood hasn't... Oh, that's fine. So Xanth is stabilized for now. We're gonna have you tend without medicine. Alana should be fast enough. We're gonna have you leave. You can go back. As long as they're tended enough. Okay, Garm should be okay. We're gonna have you start rescuing. And then we're gonna have Alana tend to Avriel here. And then I guess we should probably have someone go pick up Xanth here before he just kind of dies out there bleeding out. And that should be fine, I think. That was a little rough, but hey, you know, grenades do a lot of damage. I remember I think Alana mentioned that I think Combat Extended apparently buffed grenade explosions, and that's why grenades do a lot more damage than they used to. So you gotta be very careful if you're ever running into grenades. They will kind of mess you up pretty badly, and it's very, very nasty if you're not careful. We did get some scrap out of that and some jellied chem fuel, which is great. The rest of it I don't really care about. Okay, so Garm is still here, alive, not dead. Great, unfortunately, pretty badly injured, so we do need to tend to Garm's wounds soon. Let's see if we can make sure... Okay, thankfully someone's here to tend to Garm, and obviously the one named Bud who's got an infection is fine too. So, anyways, yeah. I did see something really funny though. You know how the joke apparently is that... Okay, you know a lot of gacha games are mostly aimed at men primarily, right? A lot of them are very much like, hey, this is cute girls in your favorite gacha doing funny things. Did you know that I did not realize how popular Love in Deep Space was until I saw some clips from the anime convention about it, where they had professional cosplayers come in as each of the main love interests in that game, and the female audience was going absolutely insane over the cosplayers, to the point where they're like jumping on them to try to get their attention and whatnot. I'm like, oh my gosh, this game is crazy dedicated fan base. I don't want to pull up any clips, but if you look it up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I just think it's so interesting that I did not realize how popular Lads was, especially because I know like there's a whole thing. Oh yeah, down bad in an extreme way. Maybe I should just pull up a clip. Hold on, I'm sure I can just find a clip. Let's see. I'm sure if I just go to the subreddit, I'm sure I can just find clips of it, and you'll understand what was going on. Yeah, they had like professional cosplayers and everything. Yeah, exactly. It was like one of the clips of like the lady locking her legs around the cosplayer, like jumping into his arms, locking her legs around the cosplayer and being like, oh my gosh. All right, I cannot find. I don't have a video, I guess, but there's just if you just look it up, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people are posting them on Instagram. I'm not gonna log into Instagram so you can see it. All right, let's see how bad the injuries are. So Airman's got temporary injuries. Avriel's got temporary injuries. Xanth has temporary injuries, and Buzz got an infection. What should you Google? We're looking at Love in Deep Space, I guess, if you want to know what we're talking about. If you just look up Love in Deep Space videos, there's a lot of stuff of like the fans going absolutely feral for the cosplayers, and I was like, man, those cosplayers be making a lot of money, I'm sure, because they look. To be fair, from a purely subjective standpoint, they were in fact incredibly handsome individuals. I just think it's just so funny that like the convention was like the con goers were feral for them. Hello, Zoingo, how are you? It reminds you too asexual for this type of thing. I mean, hey, it's not for you, but it's definitely, they know what audience they're pandering to. All right. See, it's if it was male fans approaching female cosplayers like that, it's considered creepy. But when it's female fans approaching male cosplayers, then it's just like, I guess, fine. I guess that's what I've noticed. Is all I'm gonna say. Also, what are we gonna sell these people? What do they have for us to buy? I could buy components, but I definitely will. Definitely need some Nutramine. I don't think I want to buy the dyes. Don't need chem fuel. I do need Promethium FSX. I would like to sell them my cloth. I'm not sure if they're willing to buy cloth is the problem. No, they're willing to buy clothes, but not the cloth specifically. Yeah, I mean, the standard is different, right? Like, for them, it's more like, oh, this is just, they're just being normal. But if it was the other way, it would be very much not normal, right? AX Manuel got a Mecha Wolf Girl model. Ah, welcome. Good timing, because we are, in fact, talking about AX, although maybe the not so much fun parts of AX. We are definitely talking about AX, just maybe not the fun parts of AX is kind of the problem right now. I was mentioning AX and some of the silly things that were going on, like Midnight Mahjong, which turned into StairCon, which is very unfortunate for the people that actually want to play Midnight Mahjong, if you know what I mean. What do I even sell these people? I don't want to burn through all my silver. I don't really have anything I want to sell them, other than... I don't think I need a Biofired Medic Mask. I don't need the Steel Kid's helmet. Don't need that. I think we keep that. I think I keep most of these. Let's see. What else can I get rid of? I guess charge around. No, I think we keep those. I don't want to get rid of the hyper wheat. I guess I can sell some of the cloth, but even then, that's probably want to keep most of it. I guess that's fine. Let's sell some of the animals. That's fine. We'll keep it. So I have heard. I heard this year's Artist Alley was just really, really bad. Like, there was no room to maneuver anywhere at all. And I was like, that is so tragic, because Artist Alley is probably, for me, the most fun part of going to an anime convention. I really like just seeing what, you know, people come up with and sell. That's usually where I buy where most of my money gets spent when I go to an anime con, is just like, what am I gonna buy at, you know, at Artist Alley this year. And to hear that it's been more or less become kind of a disaster is really unfortunate to hear, because I really do enjoy seeing what people have, but obviously with nowadays it's just so busy and everyone's like, oh, you know, it's just no room for everyone anymore, and you just get packed like a sardines. And apparently the arcade was also really cramped today. I don't know why they keep using the same convention center, but I guess it's the best one to go. I really wish maybe they would spread out. The thing is too, like, AX is so big that they get all the best guests, and other cons don't get nearly as many fun guests, which is a little unfortunate, right? But what are you gonna do about it? It's in their usual underground park like usual. Half the floor was companies, and then half was 18. Oh, yeah, I heard that was a huge issue too, where it's like, because here's the thing, companies should be relegated to vendor hall, right? I don't know why companies end up being in the artist alley unless you're like an actual artist doing. You can be a big artist, that's fine. You can have a fancy setup, that's fine. But I think if you're like just a vendor selling random anime merchandise that's not at all something you made or designed, then maybe you should be relegated to vendor hall and not in artist alley. But you know, San Diego Convention Center or New York, well, New York's already got their own. They have Anime NYC, right? Which I've never been to myself because I have not been in New York in a couple of years. And then obviously San Diego is kind of 6 hours away from LA, and I don't think Anime Expo has any intention of currently moving far away from that. Also, where did this salt meteor come from? We gotta get rid of this. Yeah, it's kind of a random meteor just plop down here. We gotta build this other thing. That's a silver meteor thing, which I am perfectly fine with ripping apart. So let me also charge my headset real quick. So yeah, it's a little crazy, just the absolute state of Anime Expo. I get that it's the biggest one in the United States, but I kind of wish that they weren't. But then again, like all my friends who live in the SoCal area, they all go to Anime Expo, even if they're not really into anime anymore. Some of them don't even buy badges, they just kind of hang around the area because it's the place where all their friends are. So why not just hang out with your friends and do things? Yeah, it's been mainstreamified. Exactly, it's very normies now. I said it earlier, the kids these days, they'll never understand the wonders of the yaoi paddle and glomping. Even today, like there's a lot of things, like a lot of jokes that ran in the older periods of anime conventions just would not run around at AX. And yeah, just go to the smaller con. Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of small cons that that you can just participate in, and they're also equally as fun and equally as enjoyable. It just really depends what you're going for. There's also a lot of other weird cons. You do need to be a little careful which cons you go to. For example, in my area, I didn't realize that now when I first started, when I became conscious enough to start going to anime conventions, there were only 2 major anime cons in my area. We had what was called Anime Expo and Anime Midwest, and then apparently there's a 3rd one now that is in my area that all take place in the same exact convention hall, which is crazy to me. And they're all basically spaced out like almost 2 months apart. Like ASEN was in December, May, which means Anime Midwest is supposed to be in, I think, July or August. Oh, apparently Anime Midwest was literally this last weekend. And there's even another one nowadays that's supposed to take place probably very, very soon, which is crazy. I didn't realize there were so many cons, although they all have like their own weird gimmicks, and I don't really go to most of these. And they all use the same exact place too, which is so funny. Like every single place uses the same exact convention hall, and you want to know why? So here's a bit of a fun trivia bit. Chicago has 2 major convention centers, okay? One of them is not technically in Chicago. Okay, here, let me pull up a nice, wonderful map for you so you can understand. We're gonna learn a little bit of Chicago geography today. Okay, so in the wonderful, magical realm of Chicago, which I'm going to hope Google Maps is in fact not going to dox me. I really hope. Can I block my location to Google Maps? I probably already did, right? Yeah, okay, it should be fine. Okay, so let me show you a little bit of Chicago geography. Okay, so okay, so this is a map of the city of Chicago and its surrounding areas. Okay, so you got the airport here. If you want to see Chicago proper, this is Chicago proper. You might notice that the outline's a little janky in the sense that there's this very thin strip of land here that is technically part of Chicago, and that's only so that Chicago International Airport, Chicago O'Hare, is literally part of Chicago. It's very, very dumb when you think about it, but that's just kind of how they had to finagle the city to be like that. Anyways, there's 2 major convention centers in the city. There's one that's right by the airport, which is technically not in Chicago, called the Donald E. Stephens Convention Center. It's basically attached in this gigantic area where there's like a bajillion hotels. This entire thing here is a big convention center. And there are like a bajillion hotels here. You've got like a Hyatt, you've got a Hilton, you've got Crown Plazas, there's a bunch of other ones down here if you're willing to walk a little bit. There's a big mall over there. There's a lot of hotels in this area. And yes, you can actually access it with train if you know how to get here with train. However, this is the one that almost every convention uses. Do you want to know why? Let me tell you why. Because if you go to the other one, the other convention center is McCormick Place, which is all the way by the lakefront, and it's actually a giant 2-building facility, and it's actually got a decent amount of parking. You want to know why? They charge like 3 or 4 times to the event organizers to host a convention at these events. And it is also kind of a pain to get to. There is an actual dedicated train station for McCormick Place, as well as dedicated bus stops and everything, so if you want to take public transit, there's a lot of hotels too, a lot of food. I've been here a couple times, and it's quite nice. However, it costs 2 to 3 times as much as going to the Rosemont Convention Center, and on top of that, or compared to the Donald E. Stephens, and on top of that, getting here is just kind of a pain, because you're in the city. So, to get here, I need to remind you, you have to navigate wonderful highway intersections like this in order to navigate your way there. And by the time you're done, you still got to get your way back to the hotel. You might be exhausted, you might be tired. But really, it's mostly just because it's expensive because it's by the lakefront. So the more premier conventions like to go to this area, and then the more cheaper ones that don't really care as much just end up over at what we call the Rosemont Convention Center, or the Donald E. Stephens, which again is big enough, and I like going there. There's a bit of an issue every year nowadays because apparently Artist Alley's not really big enough. Ooh, nice. Congrats on doing the Giga meet and greet. Hopefully that was a lot of fun. I remember I saw Giga at Anime Central one year. She was still part of VShojo, and they were doing that whole, walking around with a giant camera battery thing. So yes, it was her VTuber Giga, and it was pretty interesting to see. I took a photo of that, and I took a photo of this whole setup, and I sent it to her, and I was like, hey, what's up, fam? So, anime conventions, I tell you what, they are an interesting experience. The ones over here too are kind of running into the issues where there's not enough space in Artist Alley nowadays, and it's becoming a problem. People really want more space for Artist Alley, but they also don't want other people in Artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, Artist Alley is one of those things where it's like, yeah, they want Artist Alley, but they want only them to be in Artist Alley. That type of deal. And I think it's so interesting. Because obviously, other people at Artist Alley means there's competition for your products and all that jazz. One thing that really annoys me about a lot of these cons, so Klaus, who... Actually, I'm going to switch to the other model today. We don't use the other model nearly as much. One of the biggest issues is that Klaus, who is the original model artist, keeps getting waitlisted, if not straight up denied, from a lot of anime conventions, and it's really, really unfortunate because I know he's been trying to always get into these anime cons, but then he'll get waitlisted from ANYC or from AX or from ASEN, and just about, and even Anime North, like even his own cons in his home country are just things that he's not able to get to, and it's so tragic. I'm like, man, that's gotta suck. And there's not much that, he can really do about it. It's just the way that he's just, I guess, a little unlucky. Maybe they don't like what he draws because he draws a lot of more petite characters, and honestly, I guess a lot of anime cons don't even like... One example that I like to bring up is I enjoy a franchise called Blue Archive, and unfortunately, a lot of these anime cons straight up do not want any... There's just like, last time I went to ASEN, there was nothing. I could not find anything in anime in Artist Alley regarding that at all, and I was super annoyed because last year I did find something, but this year there was nothing. I was actually astounded that there was just straight up nothing, but I guess it's just not a very common or popular thing anymore to have, and I was like, well, I guess that's tragic. Also, I just realized we finished researching all this. We should research more. We're gonna research the joy of probably... I need the drilling. No, give me autocannon turrets. I need more defenses. We need more heavy turrets. We're gonna start replacing some of these generic ballistas with more better turrets just to kind of keep us going. So we start getting rid of these. It's time to embrace modernity with better defensive options. Rather than relying on old ballistas, it's time to embrace automated fire, which will be way better for our long-term colony needs. But yeah, like I said, I'm a big fan of anime cons when they're not really whack. But nowadays, a lot of anime cons are just a little janky, and it's not, I don't know. Some of them are really well done. There's one anime con that takes place on an aircraft carrier that I really want to go visit one day, which I think is so funny. I think they use one of the museum ships as like the base for the, for like the main thing. I think it's called Carrier Con, like legitimately. And they even gave the carrier like an anime mascots that like, oh yeah, come on by and, you know, do all the thing. It's also like a way cheaper con. Because the other thing too is like all the big cons cost so much money nowadays too. Like AX is $190 for the weekend, and there's like it's tiered tickets too. So if you don't have the VIP pass, good luck getting to see, you know, the meet and greets with performers or voice actresses that you may really enjoy. So I think that's kind of interesting that the price of these things have gone up significantly, and for me it's just not worth it. Although it'd be kind of nice to go to AX one day. I just can't justify the cost, especially when I've got a lot of other things that require my money. Everything wants my money. I spent $685 today for my car, and that was incredibly painful. I had to get my brake pads and other things fixed on my car, and it costs money to do that, and it sucks. Also, we have a lot of Nutrimine. I don't know why we're not making ibuprofen. Probably should just start making ibuprofen. Do we need it? Probably not. If we had enough to make antibiotics, we'd probably do antibiotics as well. Yeah. No, just give me your money instead. If you give me money, I will do good things with your money. Yeah, you're still a vegetable, Rano. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know how we're gonna get rid of that anytime soon. I kind of want to just get rid of it because it feels kind of bad, just because your pawn's not really able to do much and is just kind of stuck at like a completely neutered state. Like, you're not even using your gun. You're throwing rocks, which is kind of tragic. Do you want to know how much I spent this year on my car alone? I have spent $5,000 for car shenanigans this year alone. Car fixing, car maintenance, and all that stuff. Yeah, I am down $5,000, and I was like, this is money that was supposed to go for Japan. But alas, I had no choice. I had to spend it on ensuring the maintenance of my personal automotive vehicle so that I can go from place to place without running into long-term problems. A necessary evil in a car-centric society, is it not? We really need more bedrooms. I don't know where I'm gonna put more bedrooms. Ugh. We have so many pawns too, and I still gotta allocate some of them to their correct spots. Also, I think we're missing a gun. So let's see what weapons we're gonna start using, because some of our pawns need weapons. We have some components, we have 50. So what do we want to use for our primary firearm? We need to upgrade all the riflemen to something better. Something Ratkin themed. Okay, so what do we have? We already have a few light machine guns, multi-purpose sniper rifles, gun lances, rat-holics. Maybe we just give them other firearms. What else do we have? What can we make with this thing? Ah, a Ratkin assault rifle. Due to lack of supporting firearm, supporting production line of this firearm production is not high. We can also make a flamethrower, a giant killer, or a Ratkin Inferno grenade launcher, or a normal flamethrower. Okay, well, why don't we make a few of these assault rifles? How many soldiers in the first Rattling Battalion? I got 3, right? So I think 2 of these are snipers, and 3 of them are standard gunners. So why don't I make 3 of these Ratkin assault rifles, and we'll give them to the 3 individuals who are not using the sniper rifle, and that should give us a better firearm opportunity. Is that the KS-23? Unfortunately, I don't think we have a KS-23 available to us. I don't know in what reality you would realistically need a 23 gauge shotgun shell, but I mean, you could? We just don't need it ourselves? Actually, wait, isn't there like a KS? I could have sworn there's a KS3. Oh, sorry, 6 gauge. It's like 23 millimeter shell. Sorry, my bad. I don't remember if we even have that as an option for our weapons. The output buffer's full. We cannot use our concrete fast enough, which is very funny to me. I do want to start adding more concrete in places where I think it's necessary, but not a lot of places really need this much concrete, which is also a little humorous. We need more steel. Steel is kind of a premium. In fact, I'm going to order... Who's our best builder? Where's Ray? Ray's my dedicated builder. Oh, shoot. Everyone's... Oh, that's the problem. I forgot everyone was set to the home zone because we were trying to protect ourselves from exploding during the last fight. You know, that's not a bad idea. Usually we don't collect the raiders. We usually just kind of let them die. Okay, so that was the problem. I forgot that they were all stuck inside, which is kind of an issue. Okay, but now that they're free to go explore, they should be able to start digging this out. Perfect. We might go trade too. We have a decent amount of... Oh, we don't have that much cloth. We gotta go kill more animals. All right, let's go commit more crimes. What else do we want to murder? Sea lions can probably die. Raccoons and rats can die. Turkeys can die. The rabbits can die. That should be fine. Honestly, this run's objectives are kind of just very much like just whatever, and just try to expand and have a beautiful colony. There's not like a super dedicated thing that we're trying to do other than just try to make it to space age, and then probably once we hit spacer era, we'll be like, all right, that's kind of a good terminal point, and then we can kind of retire the run, and then we can do a new run. I do have an idea for the next run. It does involve us being in space. We might be back on another grav ship in the near future. That grav ship may or may not involve 40k stuff, because I've been playing some 40k games recently. I have been playing Space Marine 2 because it was on sale. I bought Space Marine 2 because it was like, I don't know, how much was it? Like $12? And I was like, wow, this game's kind of fun. It's very violent. It's very, very violent. And I was like, all right, I can see why people enjoy this. I enjoy the over-the-topness of the dialogue. I enjoy every character calling each other brother. You have to carry on, brother. We must fight against the forces of chaos, brother. Stand and fight. It's so over the top. I love it. I love how unnecessary it is, and it's beautiful. And so I was like, all right, I am on board with this game. 40k is so... It's like a wacky violent. It's like a very... Oh, shoot, we really cannot afford the power cost of all this. The combat, like, we're actually perpetually running out of power. I need to find another power source. I have a tidal generator. We can fit one here, which will produce about like 2,000 watts of power. It looks really ugly, though, is kind of the problem. What are my other choices for electricity? I guess we could probably slap a few wood generators. We have a lot of wood. Wood's a perpetual resource anyway, so it's not the worst idea to just kind of keep it refilled. If we can, let's see, so wood generator produces, if we get the industrial size one, that might be fine. We're waiting for I am also waiting for Total War 40k. I have been looking forward to that, even though I don't really know much. I know enough of the lore to appreciate it. Okay, it's Belgium versus who? Is it versus USA? Oh, USA is getting their butt kicked. That's so tragic. Well, that's unfortunate. At 57 minutes, so the US would have to score what? They have to score 2 goals to tie it in the next 30 minutes. Good luck to them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the US is not making it out of whatever stage they're in right now. What is this, the semis? Or is this quarters? I think this is quarters, right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention enough to this. Where is the thing I was looking? I was going to look for something and I cannot remember what I was going to look for. Fuel storage. Oh, we might actually try. We could pivot to deuterium and fusion power. It would be very expensive, but I think it's a very reasonable thing to try to get at some point. I think that'll be the long-term goal for our electricity, is to switch to fusion power, which should not be that difficult. We might need industrial-size generators, though. Industrial. You will need some industrial-sized generators just to kind of get us through the current power crisis right now, because obviously, as you can tell in the colony, we have a giant data center somewhere that's eating up all of our electricity, just like I'm playing City Skylines 2. Speaking of which, I think we will do some City Skylines. I like City Skylines, and I think the city building's a lot of fun, and I think people did enjoy watching it last week, so we can probably do more of it. If you don't want to see more City Skylines, please let me know, but I'm kind of leaning towards doing more City Skylines right now because I think it's fun. I am also enjoying those memes. I think it's hilarious. I think it's really funny. It's like, who actually gets to keep Miku? What else do we have here? What else can we manufacture? Machine crossers already have. Funny weapons. Work hammers. I don't think I care about most of these. The Norwegians have it. Oh yeah, that's right, because the Norwegians beat the Brazilians, right? So I guess the question is, who's gonna have it next, the Belgians or the Brazilians? I do think it's really funny that everyone's just kind of on board with this whole joke of whoever wins keeps Hatsune Miku. I think it's hilarious. Oh, so what are the... Okay, fine. I'll look up the World Cup standings. I don't know much about World Cup, but I'll take a look at the standings right now. Who's currently... Okay, so... Today, so Mexico isn't. Oh, is it round robin? Okay, so they have to do 5 games in a round robin style, or is this knockouts? I don't know what's going on. Well, regardless, whatever I'm looking at, it seems as though. So is Germany out then? Brazil gotta buy. Switzerland's still in the running. I guess it's okay. So here we go. So we are in knockouts. Got it. Okay, so let me look at the knockouts. Oh, okay. So this is quarters. No, this is. Okay, this is the 16th. So this is the 16th finals. What do you call it? It's the 8th. It's not the quarterfinals. It's like the 8th finals, and then you get the quarters, then semis. Okay. So if the US loses, then it's Belgium versus Spain, and then after that you have Switzerland versus Colombia and Argentina versus Egypt. Interesting. Got it. Okay. I actually did use Rimatomics a long time ago. I don't use Rimatomics anymore just because it's so much effort, and I need a dedicated run strictly for Rimatomics before I'm willing to do more Rimatomics shenanigans, because it is a very, very intense mod. I don't mean that like resource intensive. It's just there's a lot of things happening in Rimatomics that is a little crazy. So that's the reason why we don't really use Rimatomics for the most part, but I do understand the joy of using it. It is a lot of fun. Where is that stupid thing I'm looking for? Moisture pump. I forgot to download the mod that lets me have the super moisture pump so I can demoisten these areas faster, because these things take forever to demoisten. Because I don't want to demoisten all that is the problem too. I don't want to completely drain the lake either. I just want to get rid of the mud. Nuclear reactors in real life or nuclear reactors in video games? Like in Rimatomics. Because I know Rimatomics has a very intense nuclear program. I've done it before. It's very, very intense stuff. Not stuff that I would normally play, but I can see the appeal of the intensity of it. What do I even do with all this concrete? Like, honestly, like, unless a trader, a bulk goods trader is going to show up and be like, hey, I'd like to buy all your concrete. What am I going to do with it? Enjoy the Norwegian Miku. Or I saw the Brazilian ones and I thought it was funny. I thought those were great. I thought it was hilarious. Because I like to drain this entire muddy area and kind of clean this up so we can maybe have a more cleaner walk. Exactly. All this work to turn a wheel. Well, you know what? It's not even just turning a wheel. It's literally just boiling water. Every electricity throughout the society is just how much water can we How much water can we buy? Oh, this site has 7 Neanderthals. I think I will actually kill it for 37 Luciferium. I think that's actually worth it. Where's this quest site? Okay, so this quest that I just took, I didn't actually check where this was. Okay. It's like 7 Neanderthals. Neanderthals can't have guns, right? I don't think so. Send these... We'll send all 3 knights. No, we'll send all but... We'll send... Xanth stays behind. I'll send the other 2, and I'll send half of the... I'll send the entire... First Rattling Battalion, except Almonroll, because they don't have a gun for him yet. So these 4 can go. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go here. It's a 1.3 day journey. That's fine. Make sure they're well supplied. We'll also tack on 2 of the Muffalo. 2 of the older Muffalo, so they can at least carry stuff. And then... So they can carry the loot. They can take about like 300... take about like... I don't know, 50 hardtack is fine. 12 medicine, the hay is fine, grilled kebabs is fine. That's enough food to last. Yeah, maybe take it, maybe. You can upgrade this to like 300 hay is fine. Alright. Hello, Hayashi, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's all about boiling water. In the grand scheme of things, all of society's, like all of your creature comforts in this day and age is just how much water can you boil? Or how fast can you make steam rotate around a thing? That's all it is. Electricity, it's all just water boiling. Everything is just boiling water. Think about it. It's really funny when you really dig deep. It's like, oh yeah, so essentially we can boil water to turn a thing that makes electricity, and then someone's gonna take that electricity and use it to boil water somewhere else. It's all water in the end. It's all just water. It's back being a little more warm than balmy. It is nice that it's a little warm and not super hot. I will agree with you. Although I have been super hungry as the past couple days, and I probably should eat more. I have not eaten much, so I need to find something to eat after stream. I think Ray's also busy with stuff today too. I think she's like out doing existing things. Who knows what it could be? So yeah, like I said, some interesting stuff. We were talking about anime conventions earlier. I don't know if you attend anime conventions, but they sure are an experience in this day and age because they're just like a hot mess depending on what you're into. But I like anime cons. I just don't go to them as much anymore just because I can't justify. Okay, so this thing, if we can just get enough electricity here. Do we not have power at all? Oh my goodness, I'm a fool. I did not pick this up. Okay, let's look that up real quick. But you didn't go this year, right? Okay. I don't think Say went this year, right? Honestly, like the last time I saw Say in person, I think was like 2021 or something like that. It's been a very long time. Ziryu has a weapon. Can you kill this before it kills you? Nope. All right, I might need to get you like a better weapon. Oh, Ziryu's thumb has been destroyed. Oh, your entire hand is okay. We may need to get you some other weapons at some point. Let's get what did I keep behind? I think I kept Xanth here. Oh, did you not see some of the tweets? I saw the Love and Deep Space stuff, the Midnight Mahjong turning into Degeneracy Starecon, a lot of other silly things like that happening. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Is it still alive? Okay, you gotta pull back, you gotta pull back. Come on. You're not able to fight that. Let's get this machine gun set up, get ready to blast. Why are we not ready to shoot? Okay, you need to step over here. The BD2 Primo message booth or something. There was that too. I saw something about that. I don't know too much about brown dust, but I did see that stuff. Come on. There we go. Alright, now it's dead. You can finish this off. Ziryu trying to kill stuff. I may need to get Ziryu a hand, and I think... Who was missing an entire arm? I think I finally have the fresh new arm ready to go. Who's missing it? Ah, Hayashi, you're the one that's actually missing the arm. Yeah, let's get you a new arm. Administer install prosthetic on your right. So this at least fixes your arm problem. Yeah, I saw something about brown dust too. I don't really know much about it. A lot of gacha games are just very much gooner bait nowadays, and so I don't really pay much attention to any of them. But I did see some crazy stuff going on besides that, and I was like, oh, this is what anime cons are nowadays. I saw I saw cosplayer. I saw legitimately just videos of people like in cosplay just stepping on people's groin areas at, I guess, after parties, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're all about now at our local anime cons. It is wild. It's crazy. I think a lot of anime cons have just become way more degenerate over the past couple of years, especially after COVID, and it's just like, okay, we've all, this is just what we're at now. I don't want to say we've lost the plot, but it does kind of feel like we've lost a bit of the plot when it comes to what's expected normal behavior at your local funny convention, which is, I think, a bit of a tragedy. These things do not produce enough power to sustain us through the night. Oof. Exactly. And that is, I think, a very unfortunate reality that we have to kind of deal with right now for anime cons. You got to forget the last boot persona because you're the 6'2" maple of a dude and you told them, I have friends who play this game, want me to get pictures, and you told them no clues who. So get pictures of the pretty one. Okay, that's actually really funny though. Did you actually get a photo with the lads dudes? The dudes who were cosplaying the hot, sexy anime boys? Or did you not end up doing that? Oh gosh, we have so much hay. Oh, all of our crops are dying. Okay. Again, you can see the problem with the lack of electricity is becoming a huge issue. Thanks, Akabes, for the follow. I guess you weren't following before, but now you are. Hopefully you enjoy sticking around for all the big fat thrumbootying. Oh, that's what you... Okay, got it. You should have been up there with the cosplayers, but I'm pretty sure that cosplayer line was strictly women only. I'm pretty sure they would not have allowed a guy to go up there. There's to see people surrounded. That's what I've heard. Like I heard like it was super intense, and I think it's just insane. But hey, you know what? I'm not here to question. If people enjoy that type of thing, let them enjoy what they want to enjoy, right? I think that's perfectly reasonable. If they want to... Oh shoot, I just realized this entire room is not heated. We gotta run a heating pipe system through this. Oh. Alright, hidden slate pipe. We're gonna finally start setting up our heating system throughout the entire rest of the colony. These buildings do not have a built-in heating system because I did not build the correct facilities to do so, so now I'm going to do that before I forget. So we're just gonna... Oh boy, do I want to run it? Yeah, just no. Actually, that's a good idea. Run it throughout the entire... I think the entire facility should have access to beautiful heating pipes. There we go. Your friend cosplayed as a heavy arms that sounds actually kind of sick. I haven't cosplayed in so long, honestly. I would like to go cosplaying at anime cons again, but it's just been like an eternity, and I don't know what I would want to cosplay, and I need to focus on my personal health and aesthetic before I can pull anything like that off. I remember, I think the last time I cosplayed at a convention was 2019, and I cosplayed as Astolfo from Fate Grand Order back when that was popular. Back when Astolfo was like a premier character for cosplaying. Nowadays, everyone just kind of... I think everyone's forgotten about Astolfo and everyone's more about like whatever the hot new whatever thing. Also, we have a lot of leathers. We have all this meat that I cannot rip through fast enough. We may need to start smoking this meat. Yeah, we're running out of smoked meat. Let's start smoking this. No, I think I wouldn't cosplay as my own VTuber, quite frankly. I would probably do other characters. There's a bunch of stuff like me and Ray have talked about, like, oh, what would we want to cosplay if we had to do a duo cosplay, and then we've come up with some ideas. So that's kind of nice. Like, Ray is short enough that, unironically, she could probably cosplay Taiga, and it would be very fitting for her. I think the other one we've considered was Log Horizon, because there's the pair of Akatsuki and Shiroi, and I'm like, oh, that actually is a very valid option for us. Also, why do we still have these very disgusting toilets here? We should probably get rid of these latrines and replace them with proper toilets now. I'm just gonna expand the wall just a little bit here. So that's an option. Again, just a thing that we would probably consider as a thing that we might try to do at some point in the future. Just kind of depends if it's something that we want to do. Because there's, again, a lot of things that would be cool to do, but maybe not enough time to do all that. Also, grizzly bears hunting Hawksby, because of course there is. Oxby doesn't have any weapons, by the way. Ranu has a gun. Sun has a sword, so oh, Sun can't fight. I did not build this protective barrier yet, so that's kind of an issue. Let's get... Whoever's got a gun, let's get Xanth over here too. The thing is, I literally can't process it fast enough. Our septic tanks get full really fast, and I don't know what to tell you, but I literally have 2 crates full of poop that I've not been able to convert into chem fuel yet. We don't even need chem fuel that much right now, so that's the only reason I haven't been processing it, but at some point I will have to process it. Okay, just get that gun set up. We're trying to get Xanth over here to maybe intercept as well. I should just run away. All right, Xanth, time to be a hero. Time to be an all-American hero. Go execute this grizzly bear. It's running away. Perish. All right, fun fact, Xanth cannot hit this grizzly bear for some reason. Never mind. To be fair, tax evasion is a very big deal, and so maybe committing tax evasion is probably not a good idea. Because I think the Log Horizon author literally got in trouble because he was committing tax evasion, and so he probably shouldn't be doing that. I'm not going to use... I try not to use that much vanilla expanded. I use a little bit of vanilla expanded, but not that much. To be fair, I think he's free to... Like, he paid his debt already, and he's free to start writing again, but I believe the problem right now is the publisher basically doesn't want to publish any of the new novels. Like, I think he's got like 2 or 3 ready to go, but for whatever reason they're just like, we're not going to publish this right now, and I think that's a little unfortunate, and I think that is what's happening right now, and that's why we haven't had any new volumes of Log Horizon in quite some time, and it's who knows when we're going to have more at this point. Yeah. Hi, Ray. Did you get back from the gym? Oh, Umi's having a mental breakdown because supreme expectations. Really? You want headmate? Oh, what are you missing? Oh, I think you need the veil, right? Because you're... Oh, you need a white coat. Which we probably should have been making. Where does it get made? I think it's made in this one here. Okay, I don't know where this product is made. Let me check my ideology. Oh, it's leg day, got it. Okay. I just need to check what is the required apparel for this. Or a royal robe. Alright, I think we do a royal robe. Okay, just any of these. Okay, that's fine. My game is freezing. Oh no. Did my game freeze? This is just broken? Alright, we'll give it a second to... Oh, there we go. Oh, it's because they were loading... Okay, it was loading the caravan. Okay, got it. So let's do this real fast. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna quickly manufacture one of the new outfits. I think we'll just do... We can't do the white dress, but we can probably do a frill one piece. Should be fine. I believe we have enough Devil Strand to afford this. Okay, and then we're gonna do this other fight. From what you're gonna do, discussion can be turned against him whenever it's pointed intentionally. Oh, okay, got it. So it was not only was he doing it, but they were very the community. I don't know. I feel like, listen, if he learned from his mistake from tax evasion, he should be allowed to just start making stuff again. But I guess, you know, Japan is very much like a conformist society, so if you do anything bad, they're gonna remember it forever, and bad things will happen. So I can also see that logic. Alright, we're gonna have Riston reload his wonderful, wacky gun. Okay. Are we ready to do this? I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna send the gunners to just start blasting from afar. We have snipers, might as well abuse them while we can. Garm's a pretty good sniper, might as well get everyone else. All they have is bows. There's no way they're gonna be able to easily reach us anyways. I think we just gun them down. If they get too... Oh, no. If they get too close, we just... So you pivot back there. You... Go back here. You stay exactly there, and we're gonna have Riston move up. Whoever gets too close. Oh my goodness, I keep selecting them all, which is not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't know why I kept trying to select all of them, which is kind of the big issue. That's fine. These guys can just win. Actually, hold on. I have a funny idea. We're just gonna poke this. Oh, never mind. They ran. Cool. That was easy. We could capture them, but I don't really have a reason to, so we're not going to do that. Yeah, it turns out Ratkin guns are pretty good at doing exactly what they do, and that's killing things, which is funny. Okay, so that's fun. All right, let's go rip through this facility and see what we got. Maybe there's something of note. Ah, pemmican, bandages, and not much. It's just a very random camp. That's 50 medicine, which I will take. What else we got? More pemmican. There's not really much here. Tragic. Hello, Avril. How are you doing? Okay. Do these have anything I want? It's mostly pemmican. I don't really care about storing that much pemmican. Alright, I guess we just leave. There's nothing else here I care about. I just wanted to complete this quest for the... what were we getting? Luciferium. Which we need to make sure we grab. Okay. Back to the world map, and let's go prep this return caravan. We could capture them. I don't really have a reason to. So I think we'll just let them die. We'll take the hardtack, the bandages, the herbal meds, basically all the food. What else do I want? I did bring this, so we can take the psycho. Don't really care for most of this other garbage. It's mostly trash. I guess we'll take the... Mechanite slag chunks can turn into metal, so that's fine. Could take the 3 spears, I guess. Probably not needed. No, that's fine. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, yeah, and then we'll just kind of have them route backwards. Take about 2 days now that we're approaching winter. Medieval Rimworld Day, part of the colony. You are, in fact, part of the colony right now. You are... Oh, I think you died. Oh no, you're on the journey right now. You're on the magical adventure that's going on at the current time. You're on that leg. You're on that leg. Press machine to destroy your legs. I mean, hey, at least you're gonna be ready for Japan. This heat really does like keep ending up with your popsicles partially melted by the time you can shove them in the freezer. Have you considered bringing a cooler when you go buy groceries? Unironically, might be the solution that you might be looking for, even if it may not be the solution that you want to hear. Yeah, I feel like just buy a cooler. They're not that expensive. You can probably just buy like a cheap one for like $10 and it should be cold enough to just, survive the journey. Or you could watch one of those like 90s infomercials and just buy something like a chill chest, which is literally just styrofoam. They make styrofoam coolers, and that's probably the cheapest option if you really, really don't want to buy like a fancy like Igloo or... What's that one brand of coolers that everyone's really into nowadays? I cannot remember. There's like a brand of coolers that everyone's like crazy. It's like, hey, have you seen my cooler? It's a... What is it? What is that brand? I'm blanking out. Yeti. It's like, yeah, I bought a Yeti. I can't believe you all knew instantly. It was, yeah, it's a Yeti. Everyone's like, man, look, I bought a Yeti. Look at how cool my Yeti is. I'm just like, oh my gosh, who cares? To be fair, though. To be fair. If I could get a good deal on a Yeti, I would probably buy one and just keep it in my car all the time. Mostly for when I have to go travel, I can have like a nice cooler full of nice beverages ready to go. Would I be able to reach it easily? Absolutely not. But would it be fun anyways? Yes. I gotta go to Canada. By the way, I did mention this earlier, but I am going to Canada this weekend, so that's why we're only doing 3 streams this week instead of the usual 4. Although this entire past few weeks have been kind of like a hit or miss with getting 4 consistent streams in, just because there's been so much stuff going on. It's very hard to be consistent with that type of thing when I've got like all this nonsense happening at once. Or the same as cheaper one. I mean, that's fair too, but I think some people, me included, are kind of... I used to be one of those people that just buys whatever's the cheapest thing that functions, but I've slowly been turning into one of those people that are like buying the more, what's it called? Buy it for life type things. So it's like you buy a more durable good that will last you longer than buying a cheaper good that won't last you as long. I don't know. That's just kind of what I've been starting to turn into. I'd rather just pay like the premium now for a better quality product than paying it again in like 1 or 2 years when it has to be remade and all that stuff. So it's been very silly. Say hi to 5 Canadian streamers. Yeah, I'll say hi to one of the 500 Canadian streamers. I don't know why there's so many Canadian streamers. Every time I'm always like, wow, it's like, wow, this person's a streamer. Oh, this person's streaming from Canada. And then you hear it's even worse, like, oh, they're Filipino Canadian. It's like, oh, Ray runs into the issue all the time where she's mentioning like, oh yeah, I found this really cool streamer, Filipino. Oh wow, this person's got a great singing voice. They're a great Utaite Filipino. Like, wow, there's a lot of Filipino streamers out there. Okay, so we can start making a deuterium extraction, but I think... do I have any other options for power aside from going straight into fusion power? Can I delay fusion power even further, or should I just jump straight into it? It might be beneficial to just don't jump straight into fusion power. Where would it even be? Could go for advanced power, but maybe we just jump right into fusion. Oopsies, wrong fusion. I guess we just jump right into fusion power. I think we do need to find an AI core or something to break down, or we can buy the parts from someone, but it might be a little difficult to pull that off unless we get really lucky. You descended, running into fellow Viet descended on the internet. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of Vietnamese people out there on the internet. If you ate churyu in front of cats, they'll hate you. What's churyu? Is this actual food? I just kind of Googled it, and I'm just like, oh, it's something in Ellen. Oh, it's a cat treat. Oh, this thing. Okay. I don't know, probably, they probably wouldn't kill you. Oh, wait, I know what this, you know how I actually know what this is now that I think about it? We actually have a box of churyu. I don't think you should eat churyu because it's a cat treat, but I mean, nothing is stopping you. Technically, pet food is human consumable. You can, in fact, eat churyu, or like dog food if you really wanted to. It will provide you calories, and it's human safe. It may not necessarily provide you the right nutrition, and it might not taste good, but it is a thing you can eat. I don't know what you would do, but hey. You need to walk back for... I mean, it'd be nice to walk, but unfortunately I have to drive. You wouldn't eat it, why wouldn't you feed it to... Why? Exactly. You gotta try... You eat it so you know what you're feeding your fur babies, right? That's totally how this works. That's why people consume that type of stuff, so they know, they understand what they're feeding their little fur children. Did we not make the... Did we not make those assault rifles? Oh, we're busy making components. Let's make the assault rifles. We don't need this many components right now. I'd rather focus on the assault rifles. We're also out of steel, which is a huge problem. So that's why we are digging out more steel as we go along. We need all this, by the way. Dolphins are starving to death, and eating can of you're gonna find a way to plug your nose and starve it down. Hope you can keep it down. I mean, hey, look, maybe it'll taste exactly what it says on the can. Like maybe if it says, "Hey, this thing is tuna flavored," maybe it will just taste like tuna. I mean, that's a very valid possibility. Just because it says it's gonna be sick nasty doesn't mean it's gonna be sick nasty, right? You never know. I was gonna put a... I think I should have expanded this one more tile out, but I kind of messed up. Because every bathroom should technically have a, what's it called? Should have a sink. So I do need to expand this out like one more tile and build out that one more tile. It should be fine. And then we're going to move the door here into the center. And then we're going to plug this wall up like this. And then get rid of this toilet. And we're going to place this with a proper restroom receptacle. And all will be great. What is an array headset? Oh, for mechanators, which we don't really have any mechanators right now. Okay, so we did smoke a lot of the meat, which is great. Can I finally haul that meat inside, please? Let's kill more animals real quick. I just have to keep killing everything, because there's so many animals on the map, and I'm like, I gotta keep executing these things. We need to kill all those rhinos as well. Trying not to... Oh, let's kill the alpacas at the very least. Let's kill those. Kill the bluebirds. We'll leave the boomlope, whatever things. Okay, so we finished fusion power, which is really fast. Problem is I don't really have a spot to put fusion power. Let's start getting towards heavy artillery and maybe whatever the... I do want to get mech suits at some point. I'm going to try doing them today. I'm not sure. Let's get some more toilets while we're at it. Also, these turrets I need to start putting down these turrets. We gotta start removing these trash ballistas. The ballistas did their job early in the run, but I think it's time to replace them. Actually, no, don't get rid of this. I just realized we can probably use that to fill more munitions. It's not season, generally on season or something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, they're probably not really designed to have a good flavor profile for humans, but in a pinch you can eat them, right? Like if you smell like the bacon stuff, like it probably does vaguely taste like bacon, even if it may not be, right? Because obviously a lot of those pet snacks have to be scented so that you as the human purchaser will be like, wow, that does smell like insert name of product. I will totally feed this to my animal type deal, right? Like that's my logic as to why they make them smell and probably have a decent taste. I'm sure there's people out there who do taste the food that they are about to give their little fur babies, right? I think that is a legitimate thing and there's nothing wrong with that. I do not have a TFG module, which is kind of the problem. We can build everything else. I think I do need to build the industrial wood-fired generators. They'll provide 2400 watts of power consistently and consumes a large amount of wood. I don't know where I'm going to dump this, though. This has to be indoors somewhere. Thankfully, this is not... Thankfully, this is not Zomboid, where generators will produce a large amount of smoke that will potentially kill you, which is very nice. I think for the time being, because I don't know where else to dump it, I'm going to put a small wood-fired generator facility kind of down here for now. I think it'll be appropriate to put it near this entire section. And you could probably just go 1, 2, 3, 4 is probably fine. Build this out. Something like this. Put a door here. Put a nice steel auto door. What are we making this out of? Slate? That's fine. And then we'll also expand the concrete out. Just, oh no! I just realized that's running a little too close to the apple orchard. Okay, it runs up exactly against... that's fine, actually. It runs up exactly against the apple orchard, so it's fine. If it was on the apple orchard, I'd be a little more concerned, but this is right up to it. It's okay. Perfect. Once you try... Exactly! No, I'm running the same issue, too. Like, when I don't want TFG modules, I have a lot of TFG modules. When I don't need TFG modules, it's just, oh, okay. Too many TFG modules. Okay, so I'm just gonna put... I'm gonna put a nice, simple pallet. We can just do, like, wood pallets here. Should be fine. I think this will be okay. Okay, we're gonna have these two. Link, storage, clear all, wood. And that we're gonna make these critical so we can at least dump them into the generators without issue. Okay. Is Zomboid out of unstable? No. Zomboid is still very much in unstable. The theory is that maybe by the end of the year they're gonna be out of unstable, but it's anyone's guess at this point. And I would like to play Zomboid when it's out of unstable on stream, but again, it really depends if it's gonna be out of unstable. I really don't want to be dealing with like mods updating left and right and the game updating left and right. So, oh, to be fair, I'm talking about the wet cat dog food. When you think about it, I mean, a lot of humans eat canned food anyway, so it wouldn't be that surprising that maybe someone's eating those things and it's probably turned out fine. Like I said, I enjoy some canned foods. I try not to eat them that often because obviously canned food is not necessarily healthy and they're very much like sodium infused nightmares, but you kind of eat them if you like them, right? And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But maybe the cat food, dog food thing might be a little wacky depending on your needs. Hello, Alana. No, we're just talking about canned foods and pet food is the actual topic. There's an actual topic about pet food and like the taste, like against the human palate type deal. But how are you doing? We're preparing some new electricity developments because I don't know where I'm going to put fusion power somewhere. I need electricity in the colony, and we have run out of electricity. What I might also do is I might set up some. I might move the grow fields outside here because I think it'll look a little more appropriate, right? Because my logic is that, in actual castles, you would probably have the fields outside, and then the inside is where you stay nice and protected, right? I think it would make sense to put some of those outside rather than keeping them in the inside. Totally logical, right? I think that's how that works. Okay, it's been like almost 2 hours. I think it's about time that I use the restroom because I've been like kind of holding in. I've been drinking a lot of water so I can stay hydrated. some other castles. They do usually have on the first inner layer, but we only have one layer. Rimworld maps are not big enough unless you're playing the stupid size maps to have multiple deep layers. If I play on a map that size, this game would not run very well, especially when I'm streaming it. Like, we're already struggling to hit like 130 or 130 FPS right now. I can't imagine trying to play this on an even bigger map where it's just not going to be functioning. I would totally do that if I was playing solo, but obviously on a stream that's not exactly feasible, so that's kind of the reason. Belgium scored another goal. Yeah, okay, then the US is definitely out of the World Cup. That's tragic. If you're an American fan, unfortunate. How unfortunate for the Americans. Oh wait, I'm American. Well, I guess Hatsune Miku will no longer be American. How tragic. The custody battle for Hatsune Miku continues evermore. Who will be the true owner? Yeah, the sports ball game. I don't know, maybe the Americans pull off a miracle and somehow score 3 goals in the next 2 minutes. That would be the ultimate twist. Also, we do not have enough cooling units coming out of this. And the problem is that these require a lot of electricity, and you know, we don't have a lot of electricity. We're gonna have Ray build me generators. Build me my gens. Oh, I just realized a problem. Oh, wait, no, it's fine. So I will need to grab one of these hidden condos, just kind of plop that there. Go back to your armored rugby and basketballs. Can you imagine the first Americans who decided to call it football, call American football football? Because they're like, man, if we can't be good at actual football, we're gonna make a new sport and call it football, so everyone gets confused. Although I think it's because the British called it soccer instead of football first, right? Basketball. I don't even care for basketball. I don't care for baseball that much. I mean, at least baseball is a uniquely American sport for the most part, right? Which does have some pretty big popularity overseas as well, especially in Japan. But what do I know? My sports are esports. I like watching professional League of Legends. Oh, look at me. I'm so quirky and unique. I'm just joking. Please don't take me seriously when I say that. As much as I enjoy that sometimes. That's what something to talk about. Stop using it now. Blame is on the Americans. Well, they're never going to rename it because the Americans are very much into... Who's Lirith? Who's this? It's a guest? Oh, this is a guest. I was like, why is their name almost white? Okay, well, at least they can use the bathroom. I wonder if I should expand... Oh, right, I meant to add more fridges here so we can have more food for the guests who are staying over so that they have some place to eat. Spawn rugby has never called it football. Wait, what do you mean? Is American football kind of derived from rugby? I don't know anything about rugby, I need to emphasize. Rugby's not a sport I've ever played or particularly cared about for the most part, so... Yeah, I don't know anything about it at all. Okay, we do have a lot. Let's make sure our pawns are at least busy working. Okay, a new patient has arrived. He's got carcinoma, which is... Oh, he's got eye cancer. Well, good thing we have skilled doctors. Can we just remove the tumor? I guess we can't just instantly remove the tumor. I guess we could remove the eye. Otherwise, it's going to be in remission. Oh, wait. We are going to try to excise the carcinoma. All right. Do we only have... Wait, what? Why can't we... That should be fine. There we go. Let's get rid of the, let's get rid of this eye tumor. Compare American football to rugby and you see more similar to American football. I guess if I knew what the rules were for rugby, I would probably be able to tell you if that's true or not, but I legitimately do not know the rules of rugby, unfortunately. As it is not a sport that I ever really pay attention to. Okay, so at least Ray's gonna get one generator done. Why is Ray injured? What the heck? Did she get into a fight? Ray got into a social... Wait, what? I don't know why Ray's in... Oh, got into a social fight with Steve, that's why. Maybe Ray should go back and get tended to. Part of the problem with the colony is, again, there's all this, like, terrible land that needs more bridges to make moving around the colony a bit more expeditious. Which is an issue. God, I hate this thing. These pumps suck. Can I just... Can I just, like, God mode in the land above it? I really don't like having to deal with this nonsense. I can't just God mode that in. Okay. A psychic ship has landed. Oh, great. This ship is making all the women in the colony go slightly crazy. I don't know why it keeps sending me more of these annoying mechanoid events, but we may have to do the same thing of just flinging a bunch of grenades at it and hoping it explodes, which generally worked fine. We'll let it run for now because these things haven't woken up yet. I do need to use the restroom. When I come back, we'll figure out how we're going to tackle this problem before all the women in the colony go insane. We'll save the game. I'll let go. Call it football. No, I will not call it football. I will call it whatever it's meant to be called. Like, the only sports I really know is, like, soccer, because I played soccer as a child. I know football because it's American football, obviously, because every American knows what American football is. I know baseball because every American knows what American baseball is. Beyond that, I really don't know much other sports. I guess hockey is the only other one I'm vaguely aware of, and I know how it works because, you know, Canadians are into hockey, so I have to be able to blend in with the Canadians, and so I've taught myself the ancient rules of ice hockey so that I can partake in the conversations with fellow Canadians and pretend like, yes, I too know what we are discussing, fellow Canadians. I will say, the funniest thing about Canadians is that once you start hearing them say eh a lot, you will not be able to unhear it every time they say it. It's so funny. And I mention this to Ray all the time because she says it and she doesn't realize she says it all the time. She ends her sentences with eh. It's kind of like eh is basically like the Canadian version of des or desu, and it's so funny. They will end their sentences a lot with it. It's like a verbal tick. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is the Canadian version of in it, which is the British version of desu, and all sorts of other interpretations of that. And I think it's wonderful. The terrible evolution of language. Truly, everyone has just their interpretation of the English language. We have too many Britishisms. Like what? I think the only weird Britishism I picked up was I used to say bloody a lot, and that was about it. I don't know why that was the term that I picked up, but that was the term. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back momentarily. Used to. I still do it all the time. Oh, I guess I do it all the time. You're right. You're right. I do use it all the time still. It's jarring because it's coming out of a very nondescript American accent and you just hear a Britishism. I mean, I guess I could talk like this the entire time and I could pretend like I'm a wacky, run-of-the-mill, down-on-my-luck British person who comes from the more rough and tumble parts of Downing Street. I don't know what that is. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna let you all look at this part of the colony while I go use the restroom. The use of ginger is a Britishism imported into the Americas through Harry Potter. Is it really? I would not have known that, honestly. I don't watch much Harry Potter, and obviously there's that new Harry Potter show that's out, but I don't really pay much attention to it. I used to pay attention to Harry Potter quite a bit when I was younger, but obviously as I've gotten older, I've just kind of fallen out of favor from, you know, seeing the wizarding world of Harry Potter and doing all the weird things that they've got. But I would... Is that really true? I can't believe... I've sort of sworn people were calling, you know, orange-haired or redheads gingers for the longest time, but I guess it could be like a thing in a Britishism, because there's obviously a lot of Irish people who are predominantly redheads, so that would make sense, I guess. So clearly it's a pejorative, how do I pronounce this stupid thing?
Pejorative.
Pejorative. That's the word we're looking for. For Irish people, I guess, in the good old land of the British Empire, as they always have a word for everyone that does not conform to their Britishisms, isn't it not correct? I don't know. British people are so funny. I've seen so many. Oh, wait, we have heavy artillery now. Ooh, that's fine. Other things that are Britishisms that no one recognize. Q, bonkers, cheeky, and wonky. I am still talking. I can't believe this. I've been muted for saying weird British things. Other things that, I mean, to be fair, Q is normal, I think. The rest are kind of, I do say bonkers. I'll say that much. I do say bonkers every now and again. Not that often, I think. But it is a term that I have caught myself occasionally using. Also, where is my builders? I wonder how many of these terms come from Canadian. What are the Canadianisms? That's the real question. Okay, let's open this up. Let's get rid of these toilets, and we're gonna put in some brand new fresh toilets. Deconstruct this one, and deconstruct this one, and we can build a brand new toilet system right there. Okay, so at the very least, these should start getting us power soon enough, hopefully, once everything that needs to be built is built. I think what I need to do for the time being, because this is really slow, is I will just build a temporary bridge that will allow our ponds to not move at like 2 miles an hour. Because right now mud reduces move speed by half. Obviously the water moves them slower, so if I can do this, this at least moves them a little bit quicker, and that should be fine. We'll add some like nice other bits and pieces. I do want to put some gardens if we can. Moved to British English has always been normal useless words in Canadian. I mean, to be fair, Canada was a British colony for a lot longer than the Americans. So you have that that British blood still coursing through the vein of every Canadian. You know, that's why even on your passports, you know, you hail to the royal monarch. I wonder. Oh wait, because right now the monarch is King Charles. Who's next in line after King Charles? I'm actually kind of curious now. I need to see the British monarchy. British line of succession. Who's actually next in line? I am curious. Okay, so right now, the Prince of Wales. Okay, well that doesn't tell me who the. I need to know who the current Prince of Wales is. Okay, William, Prince of Wales. Okay. They did not give him a very flattering image on Wikipedia. I am so sorry. And then his child, obviously, yeah, because it's because I believe the British Empire follows primogeniture, I believe, right? Yeah, I think that's correct. I believe the British line of succession is primogeniture, following the male line of inheritance. Although I guess technically that might not be the case based on what I'm looking, where it might actually be princesses. It's basically whoever's like, it's basically the eldest child of the reigning monarch, which is very interesting. And then if all their heirs die, then it moves to the next person, which is very, very interesting. Yeah, can you imagine being a monarch and having to deal with all the people that want your entire family line to end because they don't want the monarchy to exist anymore? Ugh. You know, it's so funny. I still think it's really funny. There is an actual number of people out there who unironically desire for a permanent monarchy in various countries around the world because they don't think that the democracy works and they want to return to absolute monarchies. You've intercepted a distress signal. A hostile shuttle carrying a Sangophage master and 5 thralls is having trouble with its engines. You can use it. Oh. I don't really want to deal with a Sangophage, so I think I'll just ignore this. Wait, really? Why did it happen a decade ago? Were they running out of heirs? Because obviously we had King George and Queen Elizabeth, and then now it's King Charles, and it's probably going to be King William, and then King George again. If all goes as intended with the monarchy, it will be King George the 7th, or King George, 7th of his name, King of the British Empire and all of its related lands and titles. God, I love fantasy monarchies so much. I don't know if anyone watches Game of Thrones. I'm in a Game of Thrones, and one of my favorite things, unironically, is just the absolute insanity of the naming schemes that they go for in that franchise. Like the King of Westeros essentially has like this ridiculously long title. It goes something like King of, like, was it King of the Andals and of the Rhoynar and the First Men, something along. It's like a very stupidly long monarch royal title, right? Because you're not just the king, you're the King of Westeros and the Andals and the First Men and of the Rhoynar and the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, etc., etc., etc. I remember I used to kind of do that type of thing when I was writing fantasy stuff, and I would give some characters ridiculously long names and titles because I thought it was fun. It is, up to a point. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. Did we get a gun yet for Almenrol? We did not. Okay, that's a problem. Also, Almenrol does not have any warm clothes. All right, well, let's go deal with this problem first. We're gonna draft all these guys, and we're gonna get ready to deal with this. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna pop a few grenades at it and hope that's enough. Some of our court names changed because the Queen died. What a shame. They should have kept it with the Queen's name. Everyone loves Queen Elizabeth. People don't really like King Charles that much right now. Yeah, King Chuckle. Didn't they? I remember seeing his like royal portrait, and it was like just bloody red with like butterflies, and I was like, this is not, I think, what a normal monarch would want to have for their portrait. But you know what? Who am I to question it? This is gonna be very, very risky, but as long as everyone's got grenades, this should be fine. You don't have a grenade. I don't know why. Okay, you have a grenade. You have a grenade. The problem is I'm gonna have to run away as fast as I can to deal with this. I'm gonna have Garm stand over here. Do you have a grenade? Yep. Okay. Just gonna lob as many grenades as we can, and hopefully we can do this. All right, who's ready for grenade spam? Let's make sure we are in range. I'll move you up a little bit. Move these guys a little bit up. All right, this should be good enough for a grenade spam. Actually, I want, yeah. Let's put Avril over here. I think it should be good. It's a little risky, but it should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna, you lob there. You lob on that one. You lob on this doom stack. You lob on this stack here. And hopefully they all throw simultaneously. Okay, and then immediately we gotta run away. Okay, you gotta immediately run away. You gotta immediately run away. Fantastic. All right, and then we can just, I don't know, gun down the rest of these goobers. Oh, Xanth is being blasted to death. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Oh, the Cyclops just ripped everyone apart. Okay, well, I did not expect that to happen. Oh my gosh, that Cyclops just deleted everyone. Really? Wait, what survived? Oh, the pikemen. Oh my goodness, we all got deleted. I'd like a do-over, please. I would like a do-over. They all exploded way faster than I thought. Yeah, you should write again, but you need to find time and set yourself a trade in a genre right enough to write. There are folks who know less and still make more off of writing. I mean, listen, you gotta just try. If people can write romantasy and make a living out of it, you too can write whatever you want and make a living out of it. Anything is possible. I am one of the greatest gamers of all time if this keeps happening to me. I don't know how this consistently happens every single time. I was like, oh, I mean, to be fair, this strategy was working against a bunch of the other mechanoids we were fighting, so it's not unreasonable that I thought that maybe it could have worked again. It was just not an ideal situation. Also, I thought these were like full cover. These are not full cover. They can in fact shoot over these, which was the part that I was very surprised about. I did not realize they could do that. So that threw me off. Let's try this again. We have grenades. Let's pull out our grenades. Everyone gets their grenades out, except for Drunken Wayfarer. And then I'm just gonna pull these grenadiers up. And then, so let's see. So priority targets is obviously the Cyclopses, and obviously the Pikemen, and obviously whatever's over there. The Lancers can be whatever. I don't really care about that. Scorchers I don't really care about. It's really the biggins. Let's try this again. I should be able to do this. I will pivot Xanth over here just in case, and I will keep Sea Poser here, because whatever happens is going to be a quick, nasty fight engagement. Let's try this again. So, lob grenade here. You lob grenade here. Oh, it's not ideal. That's fine. You lob there. You lob on top of this stack here. Okay. Okay, then everyone runs away. I don't have EMP grenades yet, which is probably a big problem. Okay, so they are surprisingly very good at not exploding, which is a problem. Almond Roll got blasted by our own grenade. I need to figure out a better way to approach this, because right now this is very much not a good approach, and we are going to get demolished. Okay. Sea Poser's holding the line. Avriel's trying to do what they can. Xanth is fighting. Okay, you gotta blast this thing. Okay, yeah, I forgot that's a thing we do. Let's just get Alana up here. Who's my doctors? I just want all my doctors ready. Havel's also a doctor. Let's get Havel over here too. Airman Joker's down. Xanth's down. Sea Poser's still fighting. Should be able to fight this off. Actually, should be able to fight this. There we go. Okay, no, don't blast it. Just melee attack, whatever we can smack. Oh my gosh, we're going. Oh, this Lancer's causing so many problems. Okay. I want these two over here now. We should be able to win, but there's going to be a lot of nasty injuries that we're going to have to deal with. Airman's down. Garm is going to probably die unless I'm quick enough. Okay, Avriel's holding the line there. Just knock that out. Okay, Garm did die. Part of the problem is I may have gotten Garm blasted by our own grenade, which is the problem. Like Garm's all of Garm's injuries is literally just our own grenade. Okay, so we gotta smack this thing. Gosh, that's really bad. Okay, so we're gonna have these guys. Okay, you quickly tend over here. You quickly tend over here best as you can. Avriel somehow survived. So did you. Okay, so we're gonna undraft you, and then we're gonna have you quickly tend here. And we'll try to keep everyone alive bit by bit. That was very rough. Airman Joker's still alive. We lost our heir, who was Garm. Okay, so we gotta find a new heir for raised titles. Okay. Hopefully we can just patch their wounds up without them exploding. Thankfully, Alana's a super fast doctor, so you're gonna have that done. Now we're gonna go 10 to Airman Joker, who's all the way over here, needs to be fixed. And then just quickly have Riston pivot over here and 10 to Hawksby. And then that should be everyone who was dying, I think. So the only major loss was Garm. Garm was the biggest death. All right, let's bury Garm. Okay, so that should be fine. You should be fine. I'll rescue you. And okay, and then we'll have you rescue. Okay, I think that's everyone. Let's go create a grave. I'm so sorry, Garm. I didn't expect Garm to explode, but I guess I should have seen this coming when the grenade was a little too close. I need to find a better way to deal with mechanoids. Like, my solution for dealing with mechanoids is kind of non-existent, and that's kind of partly the reason why this is so difficult when we fight them. I am trying to find alternative solutions for the mechanoid problem. Right now, I'm thinking... I can also haul this out of the way. Right now, I'm thinking, obviously, we're upgrading all of our weapons and our protection systems, but it's going to take some time, even as we have access to these things, because steel is kind of our biggest issue right now, and we just don't have a lot of steel. Otherwise, I would love to install a 37mm or a 30 or 76mm anti-tank gun. Is this necessary? Probably not. Is it funny? Yes. Can you imagine 76mm anti-tank guns? Oh, that's a mechanoid. Just fling a tank shell at it. It will die. So that is an option. I guess recoilless rifles would also be not a solid, would not be a bad idea too. Obviously autocannons, although these will require a person to control them. So options. Yeah, we could snipe them, but again, we are trying to slowly upgrade our stuff. All right, let's get Garm buried. I feel sad that Garm passed away, but people die, and Garm was just the unfortunate victim in our latest string of mistakes. We already had 4 deaths. You know, we knew people were going to die in this colony. This was not a quick colony. This is going to be a very long grind. Who is their... talk to their trader. See what the rat can have. I'd like to trade. Okay, so I would like to... Will they buy any of my furs? Nope. Okay. They don't really have anything I want. I guess I'll sell the extra stomach that we don't need. We can sell the excess weapons that we don't need either, I guess. When did we make a hoe out of concrete? We don't need that. Actually, hold on to that. I just keep the weapons, actually. Get rid of the masks, though. Don't think we need the array headset. I don't think we need the hunter pack. We're not using those things. Probably keep everything for the time being. I just want to have money. Okay. Exactly. We gotta make our ratkin look exactly like that emote, whose character name I'm forgetting because I know it's one of the angels that there's just so many of them that I kind of lose track of who's who. Ah, and we got the infections going on. Okay, so who's missing? Okay, so Almond Roll's missing a leg. I think for the time being, I'm gonna give Almond Roll a peg leg until I can find a more appropriate leg to provide the poor man. Yeah, let's give it a left leg here. They're all the same in black and white. I mean, hey, they have different hairstyles and personalities, right? Listen, black and white is the classic color scheme. You can technically do blue. Blue's a fine color. I like green ones as well. Those are usually nice because they have like a more woody and more nature-themed color scheme. If once you start getting to like other weird colors like pink and purple, then I'm just like, all right, maybe let's dial it back a little bit. But yes, the black and white is the classic color scheme that we should all appreciate very, very much. Okay, so at least you can walk again. Yeah, that's fine. And obviously this bridge is slowly coming together. Are we making power? We are making power now, thank goodness. So at least we have some nighttime energy to kind of get us through the foreseeable future and gives us a way to burn through this excessive amount of wood, especially because I don't know how much wood this burns. Looks like it burns about 20 wood per day, I want to say. Definitely easy to underestimate the basics. Exactly. So many people, like I said, I pulled up that MAID uniform chart a bajillion times, and I've come to the conclusion that most outfits are completely unnecessary and over the top. Sometimes just having simple classics are just perfectly fine and acceptable, and we don't need to go any crazier than that. All right, have a good night, Riston. Hopefully you enjoyed watching your soccer which is probably why you've been up for so late for like the past couple of weeks. I assume it's literally because you've been watching the World Cup. Have a good rest. Who's this person? This person needs some surgeries done, I think. Ah, we're installing an ear onto this one named Sammy. Sure, why not? That's not a difficult request. Santh is okay, at least. He's not dying. We do need to make this... some of these rooms are actually not that warm, which is really funny. This room needs a heater. Actually, let's get rid of this thing. We don't need this one here. Is there any other of these rooms that are just like weirdly warm? Let's see. Cold? Yeah, apparently our laboratory is cold for some reason, so I gotta go slam one of these radiators in here too. And that should be fine. Sayonara. Sayonara I haven't heard. That's a good one. Okay. Let's get rid of this toilet, by the way. I don't need this toilet here. It's time to start putting down proper restroom things. Instead of doing our proper thing, like setting up defenses, we're gonna just obviously focus on building proper toilet systems. Have a toilet there, and we can put a nice sink right there as well. So there's always a sink and a toilet ready to go at any time. Okay, did we make the other things? Did we make an assault rifle yet? We made one. Okay. So what munition does this use? 762 by 51 NATO. Okay, so we are using NATO rounds now. Okay, so that means I do need to start manufacturing 762 by 51 NATO, which we already are storing. I'm not sure if we already have any. We do. What's using these? The turrets don't. Well, you know what, whatever, that's fine. Let's start giving them to our riflemen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the rifle kits from the Ratkin rifle, and we're gonna upgrade it to the Ratkin assault rifle, as well as carrying whatever ammunition we have. It's okay, so it's stacks of 32. So I wanted to carry at least 5 magazines worth, so 32 times 5 is 160. I mean, we can double that to like 320. Yeah, okay, the bullets aren't that heavy. Yeah, they can carry 320, that's fine. So we have 2 people that are on that, 3 people that are on that kit. So not everyone's going to be able to upgrade immediately, which is a problem. Also, Kefir should probably get yeeted and drafted into this first Ratling battalion, and we'll make like a second and a third at some point. Maybe we'll drop it down to 4 members per squad, and that'll be fine. Okay, let's stop growing these crops here. These are not going to grow anymore. Only smart, otherwise don't let them grow. What does petty jobs do? Oh, okay, yeah, it's not a mage, it's not an important job. Okay, that should be fine. So hopefully, with all this, our colony will slowly get to improve. Exonia is having a mental break, unfortunately, and now binging on whatever alcohol we have, because unfortunately, Exonia is just not having a good time. How tragic. So yeah. But don't worry, I got plans for the future Rimworld colonies. Let's just say we might be going into space. Like I said, 40k has been a very interesting game that I've been playing a lot over the past couple days, and I enjoy the gratuitous amount of violence that game has. I don't know why it's so violent, obviously, other than it's 40k, but there is something just therapeutic about using a parry action to grab a Tyranid that is jumping towards you, slamming them into the ground, and then tearing them limb from limb, and then you watch as your health regenerates. And I'm like, that is pretty sick. I can see why everyone like was really into Total War, or into Warhammer Space Marine 2, because I actually never played the first Space Marine. I think I played the demo of it on the PS3, but when I had a PS3, I was not 18 yet, so I could not afford to buy such a game because it's rated M for mature. So now that I can play Space Marine 2, I'm like, oh, it's a continuation of the first one. The game is great, fantastic, it's enjoyable. So it's a very interesting experience. I was kind of buying stuff off of the Steam sale this past weekend, just trying to see if there's anything worth purchasing, and all I basically bought was Warhammer DLC, Space Marine 2, and Deltarune. After a time skip of almost 100 years. I mean, to be fair, 100 years in 40k is probably just in like 40k fuzzy time, probably doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things, right? 40k's always been like on a weird fuzzy timey-wimey shenanigans thing. Is it a huge deal? I don't know. I don't know 40k lore. I just assumed that like, oh, 100 years in the 41st millennia. Kind of whatever. I guess I'm wrong. All right, I'm ready to be as a continuous overarching storyline. Ah, well, I guess that's why there's all the books too. Also, my back is. Oh, what is that? Hold on. Oh, okay, got it. So it's like, I see. That's kind of interesting. I do know there's like all the books and stuff that have like all their dedicated books and stories and plots that are all interconnected, which I have seen, and some of my friends have recommended that I should probably try reading some of those books. It would be a good experience. Are we not making any more? Okay, don't do this anymore. Let's make more slate blocks, please. I think I ran out of slate is my guess as to why we're not making more things. No, we have slate. Okay. 40k Rimworld. 40k review stream. What if we... God, I don't even know 40k. Every time I look at 40k stuff, I'm just like, this is over the top, but that's what makes it fun, I guess, is the main joy of it. Right? I think for me, part of it is just like, oh, the part of the fun is like, oh, look at all these space marines going like, brother, stand and fight, brother, we must fight, we must hold fast, brother, we must do thing. And I enjoy the camaraderie of the Space Marines in that regard. Like, they're a very, like, ridiculously holy chapter that's, like, similar to, like, a Crusader in the sense that, what they're doing may not be a good thing, but it's kind of fun to LARP as it sometimes. Who don't have gun culture breaks your immersion too hard. I mean, that's fair, too. But I think it's also 40k is very much just fantasy, and you just have to not take it seriously. But I also get it where if you're like really into military science and all that and military fiction, where you read it, you're like, wow, this is kind of whack. Brother, bring me the heavy flamer. Brother, we must purge the Xenos. Brother, pass me the barbecue rib tray. Or something like that. I don't know. Something silly like that is probably like what I'm imagining. I hate these things so much. These things are so slow. Actually, I'm just gonna, you know, I have an idea. I'm gonna demo this progress a day. I hate these things like taking forever. It just annoys me so much, like waiting for this thing to do its job, that I'm willing to just do this. I already built the dang thing, because then you have to deconstruct it anyways at the end. Let me just cheese it. Let me just make this normal ground instead of mud. Ugh, there we go. Because I want to make this look pretty. I want to have a beautiful concrete exterior like that. And I missed the tile, and I'm going to go crazy. Let's see. Grimdark as a genre is intended to be satire. For these cases, as the brand group try to make it more serious. I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing too. Like, people, I think, might take it too seriously sometimes, and I've seen obviously a lot of videos of people going like, oh, look at me. Like, they're like hardcore gamers who play, you know, tabletop Warhammer, where they're like, yeah, so, you know, we gotta like, we're really like, you would think that they legitimately believe in the cause of their emperor and not taking it satire. They're like, oh, they're taking the concept of Black Templars a little too seriously, is I think that what I'm trying to say. Sign Garm here. We gotta bury Garm's corpse. Also start allowing order all, allow that, and let's see who's the nearest person over here. Face case is right around here. So once you're done eating that kebab, I want you to bury Garm. So haul these components in. I don't want those to get lost. Should be good there. Okay. Been dealing with a couple mod authors who just deep into their own model that no one's gonna care about. Bogs your mind. Wait. Rimworld mod authors? I'm kind of curious now. Is it like specific mods, like, is it like race mods, that type of thing, that are like super specific in like what they do? I wouldn't be surprised. I could see myself doing the same thing too. Like, I would just put a lot of lore that no one's gonna care about, but I try to at least make it generic enough that maybe it would fit into Rimworld. I think as Rimworld is one of those like generative story type things rather than like Star Sector. I think Star Sector people would also probably be like super up in arms if you were trying to make something that would not fit Star Sector lore, like legitimately, because obviously Star Sector also has like a very dedicated fan base where it's like, hey, fit in the lore or perish. Especially if you're doing anime mods, because anime mods are sin or something like that. I never understood why so many people hate anime mods, but I get it, I guess. It's like, oh, it goes against the aesthetic of the game that they're trying to play. At the same time, some people just don't enjoy fun. Take your pick. I think some people just don't like fun at all. I want to get the salt out of here. Can you just pick up the salt real quick and just, I don't know, just drop it off over here? Dump it. Here, stand here. Drop it. Perfect. Salt's just out of the dining hall. I don't want the salt in the dining hall anymore. What is fiction? Well, clearly fiction is where I can, you know, write my fan fiction, fantasy, power trip thing that, you know, is very real and true. I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se, but that's generally what happens in a lot of fan fiction type of deal. Or in fiction. It's like a power trip, and I think there's nothing fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I used to read, like there's a lot of isekai that I read that are basically just power trips and stuff like that. Very much wish fulfillment nonsense. Like I'm sure I've talked about this, but something like Isekai non Birinoka, where the main character essentially gets a harem of like 15 different people, and they all have his kids, and they all love him very much, and he's like the only male or significant male in the entire area. Is very much wish fulfillment nonsense, but it's kind of fun to read every now and again, where it's just like, oh yeah, it's just silly things happening. Just kind of depends what's your level of nonsense you're willing to. Okay, let's have you drop that. I forgot this thing doesn't work like that. Okay, so drop that off. So now they're getting their assault rifles, which is great. Let's make more assault rifles, please. Isekai non Birinoka, which I believe does have an anime. Although I believe in the anime, they kind of pivoted from the harem route and just kind of made it like a one-on-one with the main girl who's like, what's her name? Rue. She's like a vampire. But in the manga, I mean, the main character's got like 15 different wives, although there's like the two main ones. One's a vampire, one's an angel. I think, and then later on, there's like a centaur, and then there's like a bunch of elves. I think there's a dragon girl, and then I think there's a demon girl too. There's a lot, and it's just silly nonsense. It's very just relax and chill, right? Yeah, exactly. And his existence has basically like changed the entire area for like on a permanent basis, and he's just like, I just want to be left alone. Well, the characters are cute designs though, which, you know, you can always appreciate in a anime type thing. Right? Version Tensura. Have I read Tensura? Let me see. Sometimes I forget the name of things and I have to like double check. Tensura. Oh yes, I've seen like the first part of season 1, but I never got around to finishing this. Like there's this one, and then obviously I need to finish watching Overlord at some point before they get to season 5. There's a lot of things I need to finish doing. Like, I need to finish Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trails patch quests, which I will do eventually at some point. I have not started those patch quests yet. At some point I will, probably, maybe, hopefully, before I get yelled at. Oh, we should probably deconstruct some. We gotta deconstruct a lot of these random facilities too. These need to all get destroyed. I'm trying to clean up the exterior. This area is like such wild wilderness things that need to be purged. So we gotta start getting rid of all this excess trash. Maybe we should turn off the quarry for a bit. Sony's on the verge of mental breakdown again. Why? Ah, because Sony has not seen fire in many, many moons, despite having a bedroom where fire exists all the time. Alright, why don't we do the funeral real quick? Let's just have everyone come here. Let's gather around. Let us remember Comrade Garm, who fought valiantly against the mechanoid menace. Truly one of the heroes of our time. Gone too soon, who could punished for crimes against our dear colony. We will remember Garm's sacrifice. There we go. Oh yeah, I think I learned that last week. I think I meant to move this thing somewhere else. I don't even know where to put this thing. Do I just put it over here? I guess putting it here is not the worst idea. Okay, let's see. What does Exonia primarily do? Let's ask that question first. What is Exonia's primary job? Doing artwork, medical work, and mining. Okay, none of those things are near fire. Shooting is also a thing too. But I guess if they have to eat, we can put it in the same room as here. Let's do that. Let's have Havel move the brazier, and that should be fine. And look at everyone coming together to have a nice little cup of tea, cup of chai, to kind of keep everyone from going completely insane. I will say at least this room works, this grow room that is strictly growing large amounts of tea. The greenhouse is essentially doing a pretty good job of that. And we gotta get the rest of this nonsense built out now too is the problem, especially as we're beginning to... What does this even make? Ah, I can make salt out of chunks. I could make wheat butter. Is there a point to making wheat butter? A thick and fatty substance made by churning milk into heavy cream, combining with smoke leaf oil and allowing it to set. Also, we can make chocolate syrup, which is also kind of interesting. Well, a lot of things that we don't need. I don't know what I'm going to do with the salt yet either. We have a lot of salt that I have to figure out what I'm going to use. You're free to join the queue, Marksman, if you want to hop in, especially as the colony's been... Wait, have you died? Oh, yeah, you died. Yeah, you died last... I don't know if it was last week or something, but you did die. Unfortunately, I do not remember how you perished, but you did pass away. I think it was mechanoids. It's usually mechanoids. 99% of the time, it's always mechanoids. Well, I think part of the problem is that the super thick, heavy metal armor is actually not that good anymore, and we need heavier things when we're dealing with mechanoids, and so we're trying to up our options, but it will take time before we are capable of surviving nasty things. Now, I'm also going to completely disregard every bone in my body. It says don't do this, but I'm going to start building, we're going to start building walkers. I really want walkers for this run because it seems really funny. So we're going to do that as well. And then let's see what else I need. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I guess we'll get sewage sludge composition. I guess we'll do candy and dessert making. We don't really need, but we'll grab it anyways. Sewage treatment might not be a bad idea. And let's see. Deep wells might be fine. Security door might also be solid. I would like to eventually upgrade the exterior. I like the wooden rustic look of this, but I think we do need to start pivoting towards some more metallic vibes once we can get some fancy schmancy drills going. I would like to get some nice drills to get us perpetual amounts of steel. Probably something like a improved automatic quarry would probably help us a lot. I think getting this would probably be the most #1 priority, actually. Okay, the game is freezing, which usually means something bad's about to happen to us. What is happening? Okay, I think... Wait, do I already have this? Oh, I already have this technology. What am I doing? Okay, wait. I'm a fool. I already had this tech. Wait, so I could have been making the improved drill this entire time. What have I been doing? All right, well, let's do that then. All right, how do we make an automatic improved drill so I can stop using the stupid quarry? So, to produce a pulse drill Mark 1, you will need a medium machine frame and 10 components, and a bunch of other stuff, which we already have. So, 1 machine frame and 10 components. The 10 components is probably the more difficult part because we're using a bunch of components to manufacture the assault rifles. And a medium machine frame will consume a decent amount as well. I think that eats up like 10 components. And there's none left on the map. Okay. Option 1 is we trade. We have a lot of leathers that we don't need. We might as well go trade. Let's do that exact thing. Let's go prepare a map. Anyways, what were we talking about before that? Anime stuff. Yeah, so I've been trying to watch more anime as of late so I can reclaim my weeb card, because I think I've lost the right to call myself a weeb because I've just not been watching that much anime. So at the very least, I'm kind of getting back into the rhythm of consuming haha funny things. Although usually it's while I'm doing something else. I think a lot of anime nowadays is just kind of still kind of in the whatever phase. I'm not super enthused by most of what's available nowadays, but it's good enough. And I think that's fine. I am a big sucker for some of the more just relaxed ones that I guess maybe talk a bit. I saw a lot of people though were talking about Yanni Neko, which is the chain smoker cat, because I guess people are kind of turned off by, oh, it's a girl fail, but like a literal failure of a fail. Not like the haha cute, they're just like they're inept but they're adorable and they're just like a wacky silly character. I mean, this person is depressed and you can probably tell that they're depressed based on how they're acting. At least that's the interpretation I've seen about Yani Neko, which has been very, very interesting seeing the general discussion around that show. If you don't know what that show is, it's basically... Did I not have the... Wait, oh! What happened to my dev bar up there? What the heck? Yeah, apparently that show's been like making rounds because people are just like, it's too realistic for people and they don't, and it's like a very accurate interpretation of like, I guess, depression. And so people don't really like seeing that. They're like, oh, this is gross because of like the nasty room, all the cigar being broke all the time, not wanting to clean up. And I guess there was literally a scene of the main character being on the toilet and I was like, oh, okay, this is how far we're going with this. There's a lot of weird shows coming out that are just very much like going against the grain. It's like bad things but with like a moe paint job over it, and it's super weird. Like I think there's one coming out where it's basically a bunch of girls who are drug dealers and their wacky hijinks involving being drug dealers. I'm like, that's a thing, I guess this is what we're doing now for anime. It's just nonsense like that. Okay, so we did get a few more points for that. That's just good. We should be approaching a holiday period. Let's see. The advent of the Christ Lord should be coming up après-May. Okay, this one is anytime. Okay, so we should probably do those at some point. I think the problem is that we're also preparing our... Oh, shoot. Ugh. I don't know which one of these one of these animals has all the stuff we're trying to haul over. It's probably this one. Yeah, the caravan. We gotta load a few more things on one of the... Yeah, what are they called? The muffalos before we do this. I think yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of it is that, right? And people don't want to talk about the reality of being depressed, where you just don't want to do things that could improve your position in life or where you're at. And so they see something like Yani Neko and they want like, everyone's failing in their own ways. I don't know, I've never read the thing, I've never watched it, I just saw some clips of it. And yeah, I did agree that it was kind of gross, but I can also see it's like trying to go against the grain of like, oh, you want a girl fail? Well, here's an actual failure type of deal. Because you know, everyone's like, oh, girl fails characters are like Aqua from Konosuba, or I'm trying to think of other examples, but you know, characters like that who are silly and everyone kind of makes fun of them, but it's not the actual reality of how that type of character works, right? It's like the comedic aspect versus the more realistic aspect of it all, which is the less fun part. Also, I keep forgetting I gotta make more sub badges at some point. God, when I'm not busy, I had to, like I said earlier, I had to take my car to the shop, and I've just been so busy with that card nonsense. She's still got a perfect cat girl body. I mean, hey, I don't know what the perfect cat girl body is like, but if you know, then thank you for sharing with the class. What is the definition of a perfect cat girl body? I guess is the real question we should be asking ourselves. What is considered that? Because I've tried to draw cat girls and usually they don't turn out very good, so you know. She's conventionally yeah, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I guess fair enough, yeah. I also can't stand the taste. I can't stand the smell of tobacco, honestly, is one of those things. I feel like partaking in weed and tobacco is probably like one of my biggest turnoffs. And unfortunately, a bunch of my friends are really into weed and tobacco, and it's just like, you know, it's just one of those things that unfortunately I just have to deal with on a regular basis. Holy cow, Almond Roll is still injured for a long time. Still recovering from that super rough fight. Are we ready to go travel, or are we just gonna keep forming this caravan? Because this caravan forming thing takes forever. Just grab the rest of the jade. Okay. And because cat girls on cute girls still requires you to successfully execute the cute girl. Exactly. Making the cute girl part is hard. Just slap some cat ears on it and you call it a day. If I can get them into gear, kind of don't fall in traffic, can be better. You know what's funny? I saw voice actresses who are partaking in Yanineko basically saying the exact same thing. They're like, wow, seeing this first episode makes me want to kind of clean my room or take care of myself better. And I'm just like, interesting. Seeing someone else being a failure might be enough to make you want to become a little bit of a better person yourself, right? Then again, also, it's also kind of a symbol of, hey, this is just a thing that people are actually like this in real life, where they will just smoke a lot and just do nothing but just look for their next addiction fix, right? They want to get their next hit because it's their addiction, and that's also not fun. So that's why I try to avoid anything that might be like a drug. That's why I avoid weed. I avoid tobacco. I barely drink. I drink like once in a blue moon. I would never be able to get, I don't think I'd be able to be one of those people that'd be addicted to alcohol. It's just not a type of thing I'm terribly interested in, but I know people who are addicted to alcohol. I had a friend who was very, very into drinking, to the point where every time we were hanging out, always gotta have a drink. Thankfully, they're not so much in that position anymore, which is great. Gotta just be careful with your consumption. What's the saying? There's a saying that I'm blanking out on, and I don't want to make up a saying, but something along the lines of like moderation is key or something along those lines. I don't want to just be making up random sayings that I cannot attribute to anything or anyone. Yeah, everything in moderation, that's the word, yes. Drink in moderation, consume in moderation, and don't go over the top. You know, that's kind of how it is. Even for me, I have to consume my favorite foods in moderation, because food can also be an addiction that some people might have, and they can't get away from eating certain dishes all the time. I think we're about to go on the caravan adventure, so I think Riss is just pulling them off to the edge of the map, and we gotta wait for the rest of them. I actually have not been consuming that much sodium, I would like to emphasize. I have been pretty good about managing how much I've been consuming over the past couple days, just to minimize a sense of perpetual sodium-induced headaches, which are also not fun. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, see, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'll drink occasionally, but I will never drink to the point where I'm getting drunk. Some people have been like, you should drink and drink more so you can get drunk. I'm like, I don't want to get drunk, though. I like to be in control of myself, and that's why I will never drink to the point of getting drunk. I'll just drink to casually have some, you know, join in on the little bit of merriment with the alcohol, but that's about it. Don't expect me to ever drink to be drunk. I never see the point of it, quite frankly. Okay. We need to make those components. This gun is surprisingly taking a long time to manufacture, and I don't know why. How much work does this thing take to make? 667 components, 84. So take time to make 6 components. You know what we need? We need auto crafters. I think it's time to embrace auto crafting. Or maybe not, because I don't think we have a way to auto craft yet. Okay, we may need to work on that at some point. But yeah, I've been doing a pretty good job of trying to avoid sodium and all that. In fact, I mentioned this before, but I saw my doctor last week, and he said, wow, you are the healthiest VTuber who's ever come in here. Just kidding, because he doesn't know that I'm a VTuber. I would never tell my doctor that. I see people who, like, unless you're talking to someone who has to deal with, like, your legal shenanigans, like a lawyer, or your financial matters, like an accountant, why would you ever tell anyone that you're a VTuber? You know, I feel like that avoids, like, gets rid of some of the mystery of being a VTuber, which is the important bit, right? I think that's the thing that I don't really think about. So we're gonna start accepting. I will start enabling mass casualty events. Yes. Come on in, mass casualty victims. We will allow you to come in. Oh, why as soon as I press that button, we actually did get a mass casualty event? Oh, shoot. Wait. 8 patients are on their way to the hospital. Oh, I don't have 8 beds. Okay, wait. Hold on. I was like, oh, this is fine. Oh, it was in fact not fine. Okay. Let's put a couple more beds down so we have more hospital beds. I do not have enough beds for these people. Thankfully, these ones... What is this? A motion neutralizer? Visual sensors and nutrition ports. Interesting. Oh, because he's stuck in that. I think he's... Wait, so you can... Interesting. I've never seen a motion neutralizer. I'm assuming it's from DMS, which is probably where all this like weird wacky stuff comes from. Anyways, we should probably tend to their injuries. It's time to get a very overworked maid to go over there and tend to those wounds. Why am I smelling smoke? Hope my PC's not on fire. That'd be very awkward, wouldn't it? God. Anyways, actually, wait. I'll be right back. I need to check what the smell is. This doesn't seem good. I'll be back in a bit. Give me one moment. I'll be there in a second. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what this smell is. Very weird. I can't identify the location of it. It's super strange. I think I might need to take apart my PC at some point next week and maybe give it a good old heavy dusting, which I am long overdue for, and maybe need to do a bunch of other proper maintenance on that thing. Because as much as I love my PC, I probably have been a little... Oh, shoot. We were under attack by rabbits. Okay. What does it mean if it smells like burnt toast, I guess? Let's also reform the caravan, grab everything. Don't really need that, that's fine. Continue on our merry way. No, it just smells a little like something was burning, but I couldn't identify. It's not... No. Wait, what? No, it doesn't smell like burnt toast. It just smells like something burnt, and it's localized. I know where it's coming. I know the general. It's stuck in this one area. It's not everywhere that I walk. Trust me, if I was having a stroke on stream, that would be incredibly tragic. Playing Rimworld while I pass away. Oh, that would be rough. I guess you'll know if I ever start slurring my words, which hopefully will never happen. I'd like to be alive for the foreseeable future. Being alive is pretty cool. Being dead, not so much. So it's kind of my thing. I don't want to be a tragedy in the making quite yet, or ever, realistically. Yeah, only minor brain damage, exactly. It's just minor temporary damage. Oh, right, the other thing I want to do is I wanted to replace all these beds with hospital beds, but I can't afford hospital beds, surprisingly enough, because they require components. And guess what we don't have enough of? Components. Okay, well, at least all of our guests are leaving. Yeah, only minor drain damage, exactly. A video where the dam failed, so the entire first floor was submerged. I mean, I'm not even surprised. Chinese construction has always been a little wacky, I guess is the best way to describe it, so I would not be surprised if a lot of things like dams and stuff are going to start breaking down over there at some point in time. China's an interesting country. Oh, I saw something the other day too that for me was kind of interesting, where apparently the Chinese real estate market is more or less collapsing in real time, primarily because the Chinese real estate market has been kind of already been in a downturn, and the national government has been trying to force people, hey, maybe you should all stop by investing in real estate, because investing in real estate bad, or something along to that effect, which was interesting. Can we trade with this person? All right, Lacey, come back here. We're gonna trade with you. Return to us. Let's see what you got. You've got a foxtail. Is it still super speculative? I heard it, like, it was super speculative, but I heard it's also like one of those things that they're trying to like crack down on. But that could also just be them saying they're cracking down on it to make it seem like the economy's not entering like a free fall. Wolverine is hunting Boomhouse. Where's Boomhouse? Have a gun? Nope. All right. Pull back. All right, we gotta kill these animals though. Airman Joker, you got a gun. Stand out here. Get ready to blast that Wolverine to smithereens. You also stand over here. Get that reloaded, and we're gonna start beating up these rhinos. I don't know where these rhinos and stuff came from, but I would like to knock them out, so we're just gonna go execute them. Okay, just kill a few of them. I think whatever's over there is dead. Okay, you undraft, undraft, undraft. You resort back to fighting. Start murdering these things. Perfect. Alright, so we're gonna eat some delicious rhinoceros for the foreseeable future. Also go kill this mega sloth while we're at it. With our very overpowered, funny weapons that just beam the ever-loving daylights out of these things, and they explode into a million tiny pieces. Isn't that great? Yeah, the mega sloth is dead. Okay, any more animals that I have to kill that are about to approach my position? No? They're all dead? Great. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll undraft these two. We'll start butchering the rhinoceroses. Thankfully, Alana's very good at butchering animals. I would also be curious as to know what rhinoceros tastes like. What would it be? I would like to eat a lot of exotic meats, but unfortunately a lot of exotic game animals are kind of protected from being hunted down because of anti-poaching laws, especially because rhinos were... Wait, rhinos aren't extinct. I thought it's only one specific type of rhino that's extinct now. I thought not all of them are, just like one specific type. Here we go. The northern white rhinoceros, which is the one that we're very familiar with, is critically endangered, is the category that it's in. Possibly extinct in the wild. There's only 2 known rhinos of this subspecies left, both of which are female, and so there's no males around, which means it's basically a dead species, and these two are the endlings of their kind, which is very tragic. And it's kind of hard to get captive animals to breed to make more, which is also a bit of an issue. Yeah, so as far as we can tell, there's basically just these two, and they're the endlings of their species, and when they pass, this specific rhino subspecies is just gone, dead forevermore, never to be found ever again until we can do, you know, DNA regeneration, remaking them type things. Like, weren't they supposed to do that with woolly rhino? I remember like a long time ago when I was younger, I remember reading a lot of science magazines and they're like, yeah, in the future, we're gonna be able to create woolly mammoths from just their DNA. I'm still waiting to see a woolly mammoth in real life. Come on, I read popular science magazines back in the day, whatever they were called, those speculative science magazines. I'm sure we can get woolly mice, but I want mammoth. I want to, yeah, let me eat mammoth. Can you imagine cloning a mammoth just so you can eat its flesh? Ooh, that would be interesting. Ooh, a caravan. Sure, what do they have? Are they willing to buy our... Oh, they are willing to buy a lot of our furs. Oh, just sell them enough. Okay, they got anything worth buying? Components are probably worth buying. Maybe I don't go to the other trade, actually. Maybe we just finish trading here. We'll still go. I actually want to see what they might have. That's fine. Thank you. Pass and carry on. Just a few gene edits away from thrombostakes. I mean, if you can somehow figure out the gene that is required to put a giant horn on a head like a thrombo, then I would be very, very interested in finding out what thrombo meat tastes like. But you also have to make it like woolly and also make their fur very, very dense, I guess, in a way, so that they can withstand a lot of damage. Because like thrombo fur is pretty durable, right? In Rimworld, they did bring the direwolf back. I'm not even surprised. I bet you that's partly driven by the popularity of Game of Thrones. Because I remember like when Game of Thrones came out, everyone was like, oh, we gotta have... People wanted to get huskies because they were the closest thing to a direwolf. Because direwolves are kind of not a thing in real life. I guess unless you... I guess now they are because they can... But for the most part, they are basically just extinct, right? Something along those lines. I'm actually gonna... I'm looking it up now because now I'm kind of curious. The direwolf project, here we go. There's been an attempt to de-extinct it. They were using a bunch of dog breeds as some other stuff. Oh, okay, and they were trying to cross some breeds together. Oh, here we go. The Colossal Biosciences Direwolf Project. They produced 3 genetically modified gray wolves that survived beyond infancy. Ah, yes, and of course they have names. Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi. Of course they would do it. Yeah, I'm not even surprised at this point. Yeah, gotta name it Khaleesi. Alright, I'm not even surprised at this point, just the silly names. Okay, our auto crafting is a lot faster nowadays. I think what we're gonna do... Why can we not make this? Is Kefir the only one who can make... Wait, what's Kefir doing? Oh. The problem, we don't actually have a dedicated... Xeopulsars are a dedicated crafter who's busy doing other things that are not making things, and it's just shredding mechanoids instead. Can I have you fabricate instead primarily? Hawksby is trying to find someone to yell at, but no one's willing to be yelled at by Hawksby, so Hawksby's decided to go to bed. Amazing. That's exactly what you should do. If you're about to yell at someone, just go to bed. Just don't do it. You'll be fine. I'm actually getting quite hungry. The only thing I've had to eat today was like a tray of sushi. I found an all-you-can-eat sushi place today. Very interesting place. They had a lot of good options, but I did not eat an all-you-can-eat meal because that would be a little too much food for me, but I was like, man, I kind of want to come back here for lunch one day. But I was like, I can't justify eating that much sushi. Oh, did they arrive yet? Okay. So, we're here to buy components, as many as we can. We did bring in a lot of silver. Don't think I need to buy the steel. Don't really want to sell the muffalos. Anything else of note? Car bits, coffee... maybe we should grow some coffee. An Archotech arm. And a psychic sensitizer. I cannot afford the Archotech arm, unfortunately, so... Unless I'm willing to sell... Well, let's sell all of the jade. I have to sell one of the muffalo, and I can buy an Archotech arm. I think that actually might be worth it. Sell one of the muffalo, take an Archotech arm, and all this... components. I think that's fine. I think that's reasonable. I think an Architect arm is actually worth it. So we'll come back. You can, especially when they're bust with conveyor belt sushi plates, but oh my gosh. The thing is, like, but conveyor belt sushi in the States is so expensive, and that's kind of like the main reason I don't eat conveyor belt sushi that much, because I know it's pricey. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, I think the first meal I'm gonna have when I go to Japan is I'm gonna go find like a sushi roll or something and just eat like a ton of sushi for my first meal, or maybe I don't do that on the first day and I wait until Ray and I'll go eat somewhere else. There's a couple ramen shops that I've already marked at. Ray showed me this one restaurant that I'm really interested in. There's a restaurant in Shibuya, and their entire gimmick is everything just has garlic. And not just garlic, but like unholy amounts of garlic is just loaded in every dish there. And I was like, she sent me like a TikTok, and I was like, I need to eat here. I'm putting this on the places that we will eat at this restaurant. Let me see if I can find it just so I can show you what this place is, because I was utterly amazed. Let's see. So it was in Shibuya. It was, what is it? Where is it? Where is it? It was a bit off. Here we go. It's called Garlic Bar Nyonyogo. Let me pull it up on screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go here. This is amazing. Also, what message just showed up on screen? We got a gift. Yes. Also, Zeopos made a masterwork Ratkin rifle. Even better. Wonderful. Okay. So what do you mean we have a hospital? Is this not a good enough hospital for our pawns anymore? Oh, it's because these aren't set. Okay, hold on. I see the problem. These need to be set for medical beds. That's why they were mad, because it's not a medical bed anymore. Okay. Let me pull it up real quick. Here, it's this restaurant. Oh shoot. Garlic Bar Nyonyogo, which was very interesting. It's kind of here. It's a bit of a distance away. It's like maybe a 15-minute walk from Shibuya Station. But I was looking at the menu and the photos, and it is just garlic everything. It's wonderful. Here's like, I don't know what this dish is, but you can see there's like a lot of garlic chips on that one. More garlic. This is literally just garlic. This is gnocchi with like a garlic, I guess, sauce type thing. I think their cocktails even have garlic. This is like their some garlic pasta, I can't remember, like a carpaccio or something, and it's just like overloaded with like their garlic. I think their ice cream even has like bits of garlic in it too. And then yeah, they have like garlic cocktails. Like here's like a highball, and there's just sticks of garlic in there, and I'm like, I'm curious. Like I have to go to this place because I'm a sucker for garlic, and I'm like, I really want to know what this garlic highball tastes like. And obviously you can get like all this other stuff. Like this almost looks like takoyaki. It might be takoyaki. So a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, the shumai has just garlic inside of it, a lot of garlic, and then obviously you can just order like a head of garlic. There's just garlic everywhere. I'm like, I have found my calling. I told Ray, like, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna make sure my breath is like toxic to vampires. That's the secret. Just make your breath toxic to vampires. That's what you should always do. Eat garlic. Garlic is healthy for you. I don't think you'd swap it with a clove of garlic. I think you would have to complement it with a clove of garlic. Takoyaki, but you'd put like the octopus piece, but you'd also put the garlic piece. So it's a nice balanced experience is kind of what it should be, I think, in the end. You want a balanced dining experience with that type of thing. That's kind of what I would do. I would definitely eat that. Also, I love how we've been getting a lot of guests and they've been leaving very high-end reviews. So we might need to figure out how we're gonna make more stuff. Also, I kind of want to get rid of some of the alpacas. We might have too many alpacas at this point. Okay, we are making another gun. I guess Zeopos is the only one who's like real capable of manufacturing these weapons, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess I don't really have a choice in the matter. So there's a lot of snow here, which is why our move speed is kind of cratered. Can't really do much about that. Hopefully we can fix that at some point. I don't know why this has not been fixed yet. Also, we're really bad at refueling our generators, so that's kind of why our power is hit or miss right now. So I need to find a way to fix that. Also, let's fix these. These should be medical beds. We will replace these with hospital beds when we can get more components and steel, because that's the biggest issue that we're running into. Hopefully we can get those running soon enough, especially as we're going to need a medium machine frame so we can automate more of our processes. Again, making components is just tough, and there's not much we can do. I have an idea for solving the component crises, but it's gonna take some time until we can automate that regularly. And that's basically just using the automated fabricators for that type of thing, which thankfully we should probably research. Automated fabrication, which is a little high end, but we can afford it. I was trying to stay in the industrial area as long as I can, but I think with the amount of components that we do need, we may need to consider just jumping straight into that category, because as long as we have steel, we can do it, and it'll be fast and easy. Especially go with like 2,000 steel here, and obviously with all the meteors that people keep dropping, we can at least rip those meteors apart. Also, I think for the next one, I think I might allow people to start self-healing their pawns again, and I have a logical reason for that, and we'll explain that when we get there. Okay, masterwork. Okay. What is this? What is this furniture? Xanth has made a bed that bears a portrayal of Lirith Wildheart threatening Alana while Alana insults her. Lirith's body is covered in gore. The frowning head of a dead doctor watches over all. Interesting. Very interesting, bed work by Xanth. I don't know how this came to be, but at this point I'm not going to question. All right, these are medical beds now, so our hospital's prepared. We still need to make more beds, or proper bedrooms, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I kind of think that maybe I should have shrunk the bedroom sizes. We've been running with these like 5x4s, which is pretty spacious, but I'm wondering if I should have shrunk it down a little bit more and maybe made them like 4x4s. If I made them 4x4s, they're probably gonna fit like a few more, but I've already kind of committed to this design size and I don't really want to change it at this point. The other option is we shove everyone into a big bedroom and we tear down this entire facility and rebuild it from scratch. That could actually be a very valid choice as well. Maybe once all of our major building projects and our security has been assured, we can probably do that. That way we have a lot more options to not die. We'll also put a few more things here. Okay, but I need this thing built. Okay, thankfully we got a few more components. That's great. Also weapon thing. There's a giant killer. Is this a two-handed weapon? It's a one-handed weapon. Okay, all right, congratulations to Comrade Xanth, who's been running around with a Ratkin steel longsword. I'm gonna upgrade your weapon to a giant killer. I don't know if it's any better, but it probably is. In fact, let's just take a look real quick. So this is a giant killer versus your sword, which I don't know where you dropped it. Let's see, I just want to do a comparison. Okay, so the giant killer is let's see here. Oh yeah, it's way better. Holy cow. It has way more penetration. It does 20 to 60 damage, which is like infinitely better than 1 to 30. You lose out on plant harvest and work speed, but you gain crit chance, dodge chance, and more parry chance. This is basically... Is it 10 kilos? I didn't even realize it was 10 kilos. Is it actually 10? Oh my gosh, it is. How is this a one-handed weapon? Wait. Can you even carry this? Oh, you can. Oh, barely, though. Oh, wait. Actually, this might not be feasible. I mean... It's apparently based off of Dead Cells. Netta from the Dead Cell. Oh, wait. Dead Cells giant killer. Hold on. Oh, it is actually a weapon. It's okay. I see what this is. Inflicts a critical hit if the victim is an elite enemy or a boss. Exclusive to the Rise of the Giant DLC, which I don't know. Actually, I should probably check my Dead Cells DLC. I like Dead Cells a lot. I haven't played Dead Cells in a while, but it's a really good Metroidvania style game that, if you like that type of thing. I still can't believe that the people who made Dead Cells made one of my favorite browser games when I was a kid. Crazy how they pivoted away from that and went into making an actual proper game. There was a game I used to play a long time ago called Die Tonight, and it was essentially like a daily game where you kind of just try to all work together and survive in a colony and last as long as you can type deal. I don't know if it's still alive. I think someone mentioned a long time ago that there's still a like a like a fan-made version that's still hanging around, but I have no idea if that is. I think it's called Die Tonight. That's what it was, Die Tonight. But I don't think it's active anymore because I think the official game is no longer active because it did use Flash. But I think there's actually like a fan version. I kind of want to see if there's a fan version around so I can maybe replay it. It is a lot of fun to play that type of game. It's such a just log in once a day and just do things. Oh wow, there is. Okay, maybe I need to log into this at some point. So yeah, good times with this ancient video games. I love my zombie stuff, but I don't play that many zombie things. Zomboid again, we're waiting until the proper update to make the game suck less, and then we'll replay Zomboid on stream at some point. But for the time being, it's not really a priority of a title. No storage for the wood. We have so much wood. I cannot do anything with all this wood. So here's the thing too, like our pawns don't want to refill the generators. Though when the wind turbines are at max speed, we are making way more power than we need. The generators are mostly there as an extra backup. Until we can get fusion power, this is kind of what we're gonna have to do for some time. And this area will probably become the fusion center once I can get that all prepared, which will take some time. This is definitely one of the more peaceful runs we've had on stream. A lot of our other colonies, they end up being like giant chaos disasters. So it's nice that we can just enjoy watching our pawns slowly develop. Look at Kefir here with a nice pair of glasses and just doing work. I don't know why we have I don't know why I have the recon helmet. I do not need that. Who should have the recon helmet? Who's actually like combat enough that they need a recon helmet? All right, I'm gonna give the recon helmet to a gunner. We're gonna give it to we'll give it to Almanroll. I think Almanroll can have the recon helmet. We do want to, again, I want to standardize the armor of our soldiers, but it's just a little hard to do that a lot of the times. Thankfully, we have enough of the combat uniforms that it's enough, but we may need more helmets at some point as well. And that's a meteor or an explosion. Nope, it's a ship chunk from the heavens. And it didn't destroy anything, thankfully. Actually, where is Xanth? I want to try this sword out. I'm going to experiment. I want to see if Xanth could kill a Mega Sloth. I want to see how difficult it is to kill this Mega Sloth. Alright, let's see how bad or how quickly our brave knight can go tear apart this creature. Where are you? God, this thing, moving around this colony is so slow. I'm trying to make it faster, but I can't. Anyways, tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do a poll or not, but I'm leaning towards maybe doing City Skylines. It's just kind of a what am I in the mood to play type deal. If we do a poll, I'll probably set up the poll around like 1 o'clock my time, and we'll see what people are into. I know there's a bunch of stuff that I keep saying I'll play, haven't had a chance to, like Space Haven is one of those things that I'm like, yeah, I should probably play this game again. Because it was a cool colony build that we played like once on stream. Okay, that just instantly killed that poor thing. Does this thing just insta-kill? Hold on. I think there's a warg. I think this thing just insta-gibs. Professionally slammed the Mega Sloth in the head. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure these things just die in one hit. I think this thing is that strong. Ah, yes, Alana's father and Space Cases and Airman Joker's grandfathers have arrived. It's all one person. Interesting. Well, maybe we can go trade with him, or maybe he'll be willing to join us long term. I don't know. Thank God Daisy's able to haul things. I love seeing this. All right, I'm gonna make Daisy's master Ray. Ray didn't die yet. Okay, good. I love the stupid hamster. By the way, we did give Daisy sentience, which is really funny too. So it's great. Also, Bionic Eye. We could give more to Daisy, but it's not really worth. We could also give Daisy Dragon Blood if we really felt like it. But what am I gonna need a dragon-blooded giant hamster for, anyways? So that's not something we're gonna do. Also, everyone's apparel is tattered, so we do need to start fixing this. I don't know how we're gonna fix this. Everyone's got like unique gear. Probably the first thing to do is we might start replacing the mufflers and the backpacks. I think is probably what we should do first. Where's my cloth tailor bench. Unfortunately, like, we don't have... Okay, hold on. I need more dedicated crafters. I think Garm was one of them, but Garm's dead. Okay, so Kefir is now prioritizing crafting over research. Research is secondary. And Immortal is no longer prioritizing mining, but will now prioritize crafting. We have enough people to mine. I don't need this many people digging rocks. We have a lot of people that are just very good at just generic work and not actually the things that I need things to be done. So that's kind of the issue too. Somebody should prioritize being a doctor. Hayashi does not need to be a doctor. Yeah, I haven't checked this in a while, so we're gonna check this now. Okay, what else? Space Case's main goal, I think, will be prioritizing animals, and then don't need another miner. We have too many miners already. Set up training regimen. Next is Ziryu. Let's see, don't do childcare. Everyone should do prioritizing basic. And we're gonna have Ziryu prioritize again. Probably the same thing, just plant work and I guess training. Something like that's probably fine. Because again, a lot of our pawns, like, we have so many that just cannot craft, and that's like the biggest hurdle. I need crafters. I'm so desperate to have more crafters, and there's just not enough. And our components are just being used left and right, and I cannot do anything until I get more of them. So we did make a third rifle, so I think all of our dedicated riflemen should be set up now. Let's double check. Scareman Joker has that. That's fine. That's fine. Kefir does not have a rifle, and it seems like I may need more grenades. I think I'm out of stick bombs, and we may need to manufacture more of them. Now, thankfully, we do have the ability to make them. I think I probably should just pivot to fragmentation grenades. I think these can be thrown further than stick bombs. Actually, let's do that. Let's stop making stick bombs. Let's start manufacturing fragmentation grenades. I believe have a longer toss range. 10. Stick bombs have a range of 7. Okay, yeah, so you do want frag grenades. They do throw just a bit further, so that'll give us better options for later down the line as we get into more nastier bits of combat. I want to make sure we're ready for any eventuality. I think that'll be good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired already. I haven't eaten, and I'm so tired after having to take care of my car shenanigans. Ugh. I hope none of you ever have to deal with car stuff. I really, really wish society didn't require me to have a vehicle, but unfortunately, vehicles are required. And that's just how it is. I guess what are you gonna do realistically, right? You need a car to get around places, and you just have to eat the cost of it. Hello, Zach Plays. How are you doing? Oh my goodness, the game is starting to lag a little bit. Okay, we're getting ever closer to setting up the automated fabrication. If we can get to auto fabrication, our component problems will solve itself. We just need to survive until that research is finished. Also, what else are we throwing on this tech list? I would like to research... We do want to get mobile dragoons eventually. It may die to TPS death. I'm trying to avoid TPS death as long as I can. I'm holding on. We're still running at 160, which is fairly acceptable, but we'll see. I mean, just look at all those red indicators. Look at all those finding objects that it cannot find will cause errors during loading. I'm sure that's normal. Sorry, Markson, we haven't had an event to get more people yet, so until we can get an event for more people, you're not going to be able to join us. There's no men in black that are willing to join the colony. Let's get this, I need a power line running all the way down here, too. There we go, that's fine, probably, for now. Yeah, our power grid's a bit of a mess. If I zoom out all the way here, we cap out about 100, 110 TPS, but if I zoom in... You know, we can get about 150. We just gotta kill more things. It's the animals. There's so many animals and things on the map. Let's also start purging. We'll have a lot of trade. Maybe these traders have something. Could be worse, though. We could die to actual fire. Maybe I should do a run where I actually just play on committed mode and I just have to roll with my mistakes. Vanilla committed 500%. That could be a run. Probably be a terrible run, but it could be a run. Maybe I just sell the alpacas. I don't really need the alpacas, I think. I have so many of them. Do alpacas provide anything? They provide alpaca wool every 10 days. 45. I probably should. It sounds interesting enough to try to consider. Is this a mechanoid round? I think I just purged the mechanoid bullets, right? 24 is not a mechanoid bullet. This is a mechanoid round. Okay, we get rid of that. Don't hold on to that. What else do I need to get rid of? What else can make me money? Full send Randy runs, random start. I don't get to roll anything. Oh, that would be pretty rough. I could. It sounds like it would be kind of fun just as like a one-time magical stream experience. Like, all right, today we're gonna suffer. Let's see how bad the suffering gets. You're learning how to model stuff in Blender. Ooh, how's your Blender adventure going? I actually did pull up Blender the other day because I was like, I kind of wanted to see if I could do anything with it. So part of the reason why was I was talking to a 3D modeler asking about 3D models because they did a one I really liked and I was like, oh, you know what, they're actually open for commissions. I saw them randomly on Twitter and I was like, all right, let me ask them if they're open for commissions, and they were. But obviously with a bunch of things that I had to pay for recently, I was like, well, hey, unfortunately I can't do this anymore. Maybe later on I would like to commission you, but at the current time, you know, just can't really justify it. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm like, sweet, maybe in the future I'll be able to commission a 3D model. Especially because there's like a certain chibi 3D model style that I really want to try getting at some point, but it's very difficult. So I kind of just started ripping models out of a game that has the style that I like, and just seeing how ripping game assets and splitting them and basically trying to kit bash a thing on the Blender would work, and hopefully no one would notice. Not something I've done yet, but it's something that I was like, okay, well, this is an option for me. Is it a cursed option? Yes, but it is a option. So you gotta do what you gotta do. But hopefully you're learning. Blender is fun if you know what you're doing, but Blender is difficult. Oh yeah, don't they always start you with like mugs and like, I know a lot of people start off with donuts so you can learn how to like do those impressions or stuff. I know that's like a very common way to start off learning Blender. All right, Kefir, I need you to build something else. I need you to do, okay, you can't do that, there's nothing here. Missing components. Okay, keep fabricating then. This is smithy. I don't need anything with the smithy. Oh, we can make machetes. Oh wait, this is the one. I forgot that I think I turned off the shred mechanoids. Or we need to... Oh, you know what I need? I need the smelter. Smelt metal from mechanoid slag. Okay, so someone just has to go over here and start smacking it. So why don't I grab... Immortal? Why are we not allowed to do this? Oh wait, wrong one. I need Immortal to use the other one. Perfect. Your brother-in-law saw the mug you made and asked if the process could 3D print a cast to make it IRL. Ah, interesting. Oh, that's the other nice thing about having access to 3D printers. You can just 3D print anything you make in Blender. It's a lot of fun. I have a 3D printer and it's a lot of fun to use when I have something I need to print. And I've been meaning to print a bunch of stuff recently to help me organize things a little bit more. I've been kind of interested in this desk shelf system that I've been kind of wanting to put together, but I kind of need to organize the cables on my desk right now, and let's just say the cables reorganization would probably take me like a whole hour because they are just everywhere, and I'm pretty sure some of these cables don't plug into anything anymore. If that gives you any idea of how disorganized my desk is right now. Like, I need to get rid of some stuff. Like, I have a PS4 on my desk, and I have not turned this thing on in over a year. Do I really need a PS4 here? Probably not. I had fun with the PS4 a long time ago, but I think the time of the PS4 is over. It's time to be done with it. I know everyone's into the PS5. Oh my gosh, every time I talk about the gaming industry, they bring this. I saw that Microsoft just decided to axe like another, like what, 2 studios and kill off like half the workforce of the other studios. It is so rough to be working for Microsoft or Sony right about now. Especially Microsoft, they're just like kill heavy. They're like, all right, Execute, execute, execute. Not making enough money. Time to kill. Kill, kill, kill. Boy, I just love killing game companies. I think I saw something about like Elder Scrolls Online, like losing a good chunk of their workforce too. I don't really play Elder Scrolls Online, but I was very surprised to find out how many people still actively play ESO. Like, that game has like 10,000 concurrents on Steam, and that's not even counting the people who play on other platforms. It's crazy. I was like, I did not realize Elder Scrolls Online was this popular, but it is. Oh, there's our components. I was like, where's all of our components? I did not drop them off yet. Okay, so we got them. I remember playing ESO, the beta, for like a whole hour, and I decided the game was not for me. But to be that dedicated to keep playing it, I applaud those players, because it is very unfortunate when your game is just losing all support. I think the day when Final Fantasy 14 dies, I am going to be a very, very sad individual, because I love 14. And if 14 died, I would not be able to probably handle it. I'd be like, no, all the time and effort and love and stuff that I'd put into this game is gone. Oh, the horror, the sadness of it all. Yeah. Hopefully that never happens anytime soon. I think they make so much money that it would realistically not happen. Hey, I play 14. I've been trying to get Ray to play more 14 again recently, but she wants to play Slay the Spire most of the time, so we end up playing primarily Slay the Spire, unsurprisingly enough. So, that's kind of the unfortunate reality of trying to get Ray to play something. She wants to play with this thing when it's like, oh, we should play this other... Well, I'm like, we should play this other thing instead. A jaded gamer. I mean, I could become a jaded gamer. I'm already jaded as is, but I try not to be. I try to at least sometimes look into the bright side of things, even if it's not easy to do, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of just being like, yeah, depression based on the industry. It only hurts the forced time depression of games you since 69. Which, oh, is it Elite Dangerous? Could be worse. At least you didn't commit to paying lots of money for... What's that one game? What's that one game that everyone's like... I'm blanking out. That other space game. Oh, World... Okay. Star Citizen, thank you. Yes, thank you for always knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, well... I heard people are kind of getting back into World of Warcraft now. I don't know how true that is, but... I don't know. It's not something I ever really plan on playing. I think the only way I would ever really play World of Warcraft is if they did if it was a private server, honestly. I'd play on a private server, I wouldn't play anywhere else, I think is probably how I would describe my desire to play World of Warcraft. Oh, only 1,500 hours in Elite. You know what's so funny? That's still more than I have in Rimworld, I think. Let me see. How many hours do I have in Rimworld? Since I only stream Rimworld when I only play Rimworld when I'm streaming it. Oh, never mind. I have more in Rimworld. Okay, I'm at 1630 for Rimworld right now. So that's the highest amount of hours in any game that I have. It is still less than VTube Studio, but that's because VTube Studio is actual software, and I have about 4,000 hours in VTube Studio. God, my next highest is Tabletop Sim and Hearts of Iron 4. I cannot believe I spent that much time playing my stupid map game, and I only have 22 achievements, because I don't achievement hunt in Hoi 4. How much is the DLC for this game? I'm missing a bunch. If I were to buy all the missing DLC, it would still cost me, $24. It's probably not worth it. Because I don't have Peace for Our Time and Thunder at Our Gates, and apparently Thunder at Our Gates was not a very well-received DLC. Wow, that is really bad. Holy moly, that is a 32% positive rating on Steam. That's really awful. Okay. Alright, what are we gonna make next? So, do we have access to the automated fabricators? Yes, okay, so... First things first, we're gonna build... Okay, how much components do I have? I have enough, right? Okay. So, first things first is I need to set up the automated production of components, which we need lots of anyways. So, I would like to make a separate room or facility for this, but I think for the time being, I'm just gonna quickly slam it out somewhere here just to kind of get it out of the way. So, I believe it's under... here we go, auto fabricator basic. I just need a basic auto fabricator. So for the time being, I think what we'll do is, since I don't need that many, I just need it to make things. I can make 2 and that's fine. And then we need to run a supply conduit next to it. So supply shelf is here. We'll just put 2 of them there. And then this one is steel. And then this one is components, and that should be fine. And then that should more or less automate our component needs, because we've been kind of rough on components, so we don't need to do this anymore. We made all the rifles, and now we just need to start slamming out the drill. So we're gonna slap down a industrial size pulse drill Mark 1, which kind of just... Did I make a medium machine frame? Yes, I can kind of just slap this down. Also, we never grabbed that Luciferium. That Luciferium's been rotting this entire time. I thought we were storing that, but I guess not for some reason. I would like to not lose that Luciferium. I was like, wait a second, that's been super deteriorating for the past God knows how long, and I'd like to grab that back. Let's have space case quickly haul this in. Yeah, I don't want to lose the funny drug. That thing is really powerful to have. Honestly, I might just put this drill probably where the old quarry was. Anything that tries to shoot it or that rises up will probably explode in a million tiny pieces, so it's probably fine to just kind of put it over here. And then we'll just have to run a power line. And that should improve our steel needs for the foreseeable future. Like, this will more or less handle all of that. Also, our crops are dying. That's unsurprising because it's winter. Who would have potentially guessed this happening? And that should be pretty good. All right. So at the very least, most of our long-term projects are coming to fruition. I was hoping to get to mechs today, but I think mechs would require a lot of production setup that I just am not ready for yet. I don't know when I'm going to use a Bushmaster turret, but this seems really funny to use. Is this automatic? Is this an AI turret? Autocannon. This one is a VOW-SIC, a lab furnace machinery printer. Okay, see, there's a bunch of stuff here that I don't really understand that I need to now learn how DMS works. I've never fully done a dedicated DMS run. And there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, one thing we should do, at least to kind of keep our pawns happy, we're gonna let everyone do a fiesta of hospitals. So we're all gonna go outside and we're gonna enjoy the joy of hospitals, and we're gonna grab some wood and we're gonna build some sky lanterns and embrace our togetherness instead of fireworks, you know. I'm surprised there's actually no fireworks ritual like this. Like a 4th of July fireworks festival with a chance to have your pawns lose a hand or two, or a few fingers. That would have been really appropriate. They should do that. I think that'd be very funny. There we go. And so we talk about good stuff and blah blah blah. Also, we should probably get rid of this toilet. This toilet needs to be purged and replaced with a better toilet. Oh, I keep forgetting to download that mod that lets me also do like door locks so that no one else uses this room but Ilana. I keep forgetting to do that. At some point I'll do that. Okay, hopefully this was considered an excellent one. Nice, and we get a wanderer. All right, a wanderer named Tron has joined us, except they're not a... Okay, I guess we'll keep them as an impid. I don't know, impids are kind of funny. Do we keep the impid or do we replace them with a rat? I think we have to replace them with a rat, realistically. So the wanderer is not this one. We're gonna just create a brand new wanderer. Just kind of pick one from here. We'll make them a ratkin. Just a standard ratkin colonist. How about that? And we're gonna teleport them to the map. And we're gonna give them the correct ideology. And hopefully they can get some of their winter clothes soon so they don't explode to death. Okay, perfect. Okay. We're gonna assign this. Who is active in the name queue? The only person here who said anything so far was Marksman, so I guess Marksman gets this. Congrats, Marksman, you're back in the colony. LMNOP here. Yes, exactly. It's a Japanizing beam. It's a very weeb-themed colony. Look at that. I do like this hairstyle a lot. This is like one of my favorite hairstyles with that hairband. I don't know what it's called, but I love it a lot. What is it actually called? I am now curious. What is it called in the game? It's probably just given a number in the mod, but it has a proper name. I've seen it in a bunch of other characters from like Idolmaster, and I love it a lot. It's like absolutely 10 out of 10 hairstyle. Throw in a ponytail, and it'd be infinitely better too. That's all I'm gonna say. I know my anime hairstyles, and there's so many of them, and I like certain ones. Okay, so you have... No, don't wear that. It's not for you. But you have... Okay, so hold on. Put on... Okay, put on this one. And then this one is supposed to be for, I believe... I think this one's for Umi. Yes, because this is the head-made apparel, so we'll do that. So this should fix Umi's gear issue. And then we just need to find a way to keep Marksman from freezing to death. Because unfortunately, Marksman's gear is not designed for cold weather shenanigans. So I think we'll give you this. Do I not have enough coats? I guess I don't. I guess I need more coats. Thankfully, we have a thing here. So we're going to make a few mufflers. Just make a bunch of them. And make a few winter robes is probably fine. And that should keep them nice and toasty for the foreseeable future. Obviously, Kefir is a very powerful worker. And so Kefir can probably handle all these without too much issue once we get the items that we need. Now, while we're doing this too, I would like Ray to slam out these auto fabricators. So this should be enough to keep Marksman from freezing to death. Okay. Who is alive in this hour? Okay. Let's see here. Who have I rated recently? I guess the other thing too. Primarily because I'm getting hungry and I do need to eat something. Oh, actually, here. Let's do... I know who will raid today. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Becco today because I guess she's doing a birthday thing. So say hi to Becco, who's hopefully enjoying her. We're gonna end this event. Vote, don't worry. All right, our apple trees are now blighted, which is really dumb. Great. Our entire apple farm is just non-usable right now. Okay, well, I think they're not all permanently blighted. I think some of them can still be recovered. Anyways, we're gonna raid Becco, who's currently in the middle of her birthday stream celebration thingy, so say hi to Becco. She's a good lass, and I guess I saw that she was showing off some kind of Dakimakura earlier, which I'm not gonna get into, but say hi and take a look at what she's doing and all that jazz. What the heck? Why is that not showing the emote? What? What in the world? Okay, that's weird. Why is it not showing the emote? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Anyway, say hello. She's obviously doing her birthday thingy, so have a good night, everyone. Yeah, so listen, Rimworld is Oregon Trail. You're always suffering. I don't know what I'm streaming tomorrow. I'll announce it probably at some point. If we do a vote, it'll be a vote. Otherwise, it'll just be something that I pick and choose. Good night, everyone. Have a good rest. Bye-bye.